some ambience and put it in this track.
Oh, okay. Realizing the microphone wasn't turned off. So many technical things to deal with. I'm not an audio engineer like Lifer is, so I am learning every day. Shout out to Miss Williams. Thank you for being in here. I actually read what you said. She said, thank you, been working sun up to sun down. I hope that it's been fruitful for all the work you've been doing. And then she said, for work, I mean to say, I said it all wrong. You get what I'm saying. Thank you for being here, by the way. Today, we are going over the TAO ecosystem, so you caught a good one. This is going to be a crypto IQ raising event, for sure. If you were at all curious about the TAO ecosystem, I don't know why that word eluded me, but you will definitely get your fill tonight. And TAO is a big AI machine, right? It's got a lot of technical stuff to go over. But before we get into all of that stuff, we got to give a moment for everybody to hop in. Oh, wow, there's way more. Oh, can't hear. Yeah, my apologies. It should be good now, right? Better. It says better. Got a lot of technical stuff to go over. All right, we should be pretty loud. All right, I was just doing a mic check. Yeah, I appreciate everybody saying they can't hear me. Everybody should be able to hear me now, right? And what's up, that one guy, ATL? I'm so glad that you got that today. When I saw your name, I was like, oh, I know that guy. I have a small bag of TAO. It's good. Okay. I mean, it does have the 21 million max supply, right? So that's good. It's like Bitcoin, which makes it somewhat deflationary, right? I always learn so much in the underground crypto streams. Well, we appreciate you coming back. And again, congratulations on the Lifer stream. He won a month in the 99, I believe it was, because somebody gifted like $300. They're MVP right there. That is definitely a Lifer move. How's the music? Is the music too loud, not loud enough? How does everybody feel about the music? I'm actually going to turn my mic down just a hair. So Macback Crypto, I love that name. That is a dope name. Says mainly in near but interested to learn about TAO. Awesome. Well, you are in the right place. Dude, I am so happy. Haven't got in yet, but I emailed them, just waiting patiently. I wouldn't be surprised if it takes like a full 24 hours or so for it to happen, but they will not leave you hanging. They are great people. They will definitely not leave you hanging. I know that. All right. Let me get to off of OBS, right? So as much as we're going to talk about TAO, we are going to kick off the stream. So if you want to hear about TAO, you're going to have to hang out for just a little bit here. Co-AI up 59% again. This thing is where all the volatility is, right? This thing is making me jealous that I'm not trading this thing. And I've known it. I should be trading this thing for probably a week. I was just talking to my lady about how I was going to join, and then it happened. God is good. Can't wait to become one of the lifers. Exactly. And you get a free trial, man. Most people don't get a free trial like that. So you are certainly very lucky. I'm so locked in now. That's awesome, man. Make sure that when you get into the lifer Discord, that you take your time to learn, man, because you're going to get in there, you're going to be excited, and you're going to want to trade. I don't know how much trading experience you have on a day-to-day basis, right? So I'm just speaking out of my own experience. This is not financial advice or trading advice for that matter, but from personal experience, man, slow down and learn, and take the time to learn, and know it's probably going to take some time, right? And don't just go jumping into a bunch of trades because you have a bunch of head knowledge, right? Give it some time to really dial in. If you want to do a bunch of, here's my best recommendation. If you want to get in there and just go crazy and do a bunch of trading, demo trade lots of your trades, right? And if you go into your own trades, do it with small amounts of money. It will pay such dividends. The more money you don't lose when you get started is winning, right? Just not losing your money when you're first getting started is winning. El Cheeto in the house. Ah, man, I love to see El Cheeto in the house. Such a great guy. I appreciate you always coming. What's up, Underground fam? He says, that one guy says, you're so awesome. Thank you, brother. Absolutely. And I don't know if you know that one guy, and I need to update it. I always do this. I go to tell somebody about the Discord, and I realize I haven't updated the Discord. Although in the last couple of days, they're not changing my Discord referral link. But that one guy, man, come to our Discord. Oh, you're already in. That's right. That's right. We already covered that. I do apologize about that. But we've been hanging out and even doing some voice chats and stuff like that. So as long as you have a microphone or something, you could join us in the Discord when we're in there and chat with us. Yes, they finally gave me a different one. So I've updated the Discord link. And yeah, come chat with us, man, you know, on mic. And let us get to know you. You get to know us a little bit better. We have such a tight community. It is so freaking awesome. I can't get over it. I really am beyond blessed for the amount of time that I've been going live and stuff. But let's get into these crypto bubbles real quick. There's not a whole lot to report. I mean, if you're in 2Z, Co-AI, or MemeCore, you got a little bit of a pump today. MemeCore, I'm just eyeing MemeCore a lot. I love what they're doing with MemeX and stuff like that. I just, man, for a meme project and stuff, they're going far and beyond that for sure. El Cheeto says, appreciate you and your stream. Very informational and to the point. Hey, thanks for saying that. And you're going to love tonight's stream. I'm telling you that this is packed full of information. Your head will probably be pounding from your IQ raising so fast. Miss Williams says, hello. Oh, I think she's saying hello to El Cheeto. Okay. Just making sure I'm not missing anything. I don't see Blues Guy tonight. I don't know if he just got off or if he had music tonight. But either way, big shout out to Blues Guy for always being such a big part of the community. I always want to shout him out. I'm in. My name is Bankroll. Yeah. Crypto's in there. Love VC. I would be so down to come hang out in the voice. Yeah, in the voice channel. Yeah, you got it. MemeCore is awesome project. It sure is. And we would love to have you. I'm not sure when the next time. I want to set it up so where every week at a certain time we have like a scheduled time where I'm going to be in there for, 2 hours or something. But we have random little hangouts as well. Also, that one guy, if you're ever just available or something, just shoot me a DM or just at me in the Discord and we can hang out and chat. We had some fun times on Friday. We got in the Discord and streamed some slots. Everybody threw in a couple of bucks. Unfortunately, we didn't hit any mega jackpots, but it was a really fun time, and it just gives us time to chat while we got something going on, right? And if we win, then we're going to divide it out, and everybody can go buy some more crypto, right? Crypto IQ going up, says El Cheeto. Appreciate everybody being so active in the comments. For some reason, man, viewership has been a little down, and it's certainly not you guys. You guys are the bomb. But I'm trying to figure out what the heck is going on there. I think a lot of people got hurt, and it's just not a lot of people are coming back into crypto in general. Not so much coming back to the stream, but coming back in crypto. Anyways, let's talk about it. Wow, really? We dipped all the way back down to 108? Well, that explains where everybody is. So Bitcoin chilling at 108,416, but really most importantly, like 108.5 is what, round the numbers, because with Bitcoin being so big, 400 to 300 to 600, not really a big difference for crypto, or for Bitcoin, sorry. Ethereum, man, earlier we were back above that 4,000. I still think this is pretty bullish behavior, but we got a drawback because we got such a big pump. Who knows what's next, though? 3,876 for Ethereum, I digress. BNB, $1,059.93. So call it 1,060. XRP, $2.43. I hate to see that thing kind of just bleeding out slowly. Solana, though, has been holding pretty tight, actually, at $186. Tron, 32 cents. Dogecoin, 19 cents. Cardano, 64 cents. Everything down just slightly from where we were yesterday. Even though we had a big pump and a lot of things went up, looks like they all kind of came right back down. Chainlink, $17.65. Hyperliquid, $35.39. Sui, $2.49. Avalanche, $19.60. And last but not least, we always end at HBAR at 17 cents. And even Litecoin we could throw in there at $92.69, right? And shout out to everybody who went and liked the reel that I posted in the Discord. I really appreciate that. Was a big help. And again, I can just tell the traction is down. Crypto Maniac in the house. He's waving hello to everybody. Give him a warm welcome. Crypto Maniac, one of our core people here. And let's go take a look at what is trending. Now, we're going to try to really, sheesh, H-bar. Yeah, exactly. I'm really happy to see H-bar down, and that sounds terrible. I sold H-bar right before it pumped, like after holding it for an incredibly long time. It took me forever. I had a bunch of things in the portfolio that I had a couple grand in, and I just it was between Algorand and H-bar, right? And I was going to sell one of them off so I could, get into some better positions, because I've been holding since the bear market. So for me, those things weren't moving, and they seemed the least likely to move. And this is no diss to nobody or anything like that, but somebody I was watching said they really didn't like H-bar and they thought it was a horrible project. And me, just, I guess you could say I did something emotional like I normally wouldn't. I went and sold my H-bar and moved it around. Now, was that a good move? Was it a bad move? I don't know. It's time to tell. If we get a big altcoin season, I might have made a lot more money into where I moved my money to versus if it was an H-bar. But it did hurt to sell it out like, 7 or 8 cents and then watch it go, I don't even know what it went to, 26, 28 cents. That was a little hard to watch. I would have liked for that to happen. And of course, I hold the thing for, 2 years. And then I sell it, and 2 days later it pumps to 28 cents or something like that. But if that's not the story you always hear, I don't know what is. Big pump and dump today. Just let me know when you think it's turning around. Hey, I'm not giving any financial advice. You can't coax it out of me. Let me fix my computers. Anyways, we got EVA, which we've been over before. And again, I want to try to get through this fast because we have a lot to cover. Who knows? This might end up being a 3.5-4 hour stream. I just don't know. I am fasting with the lifer. He said he was fasting. I have been meaning to fast. I would like to do at least a 3-day fast every month minimum. And I hadn't got to it yet this month. So when he said he was fasting and it was early Monday morning, hadn't eaten anything, right? So I was like, all right, I'm jumping into this. And I love fasting. Today at about this point, right? So this would be the second day of fasting, even though I didn't eat before I went to sleep that night. So it's really longer than, I'm probably already in 48 hours. But my point is, when you hit that 48-hour mark, man, the energy comes in. It comes in hard. And it's my favorite part of fasting is just getting that rush of just clean energy that seems to just last forever. It'll go on for at least 3-4 days here. Hi, Cryptomaniac, says Miss Williams. Gold is still dumping after hours. Yeah, I think people are selling off. I think the pump today told everybody what the next move was. And people selling off gold to maybe get into Bitcoin. That is purely speculation. Man, for real. Old Goldie getting the rejection. Exactly. And don't think that they're going to let those people win either. These market makers are ruthless. They're going to just, those people got to live on the high for a little bit, just like we live on the high in the top of the euphoric bull market. At least we used to. And they're going to rip it out from under them and make them feel like they're a bunch of idiots, just like they do to us every bear cycle. So that's how it goes. 25 for the fear and greed index. So we're sinking back down. Where are we going from here? I wish I could tell you accurately. I could tell you whatever, right? As long as it wasn't financial advice. We're missing Orhan and Blues Guy. Hey, Fart Knocker in the house. Ew. So, not a lot of new stuff here, right? Lab made a reel about Lab, and in the last 7 days, it's up 48%, which means Lab pumped today, because when I made the reel about it yesterday, of course, I made the reel yesterday. A bunch of things that I used to make the reels were not working because of the whole AWS thing, and so I had to actually put it together and finish it today, and it's moved a bunch. Because when I looked at it on the max chart, it was only up 7.7%. So that means that thing moved today. Hopefully I don't look crazy when I actually bring it up, and that's actually accurate. Max chart. Yeah. Wow. So the max chart says now it's up 73.9%. That's a big difference between when I made that reel 2 days ago. Love Lab ticker. LOL. Yeah, Lab's got a great ticker and stuff, and it's in the perpetual derivatives Actually, I don't know what it is, but it's trading. Launchpad, Eco Launchpad. I don't know if it's futures and derivatives. I would imagine that it would be, because I mean, what are you going to trade? Just spot? And it is built in with Telegram, which makes it a little weird, to be honest with you, because I haven't gone to Telegram and actually really messed with it. The main website, you actually have to go to Twitter to pull it up. But one thing that really struck me as obvious here is they have 717,000 followers. I mean, we looked at yesterday, they have more followers than Ondo does. And Ondo's been around forever and is a project that's well known, and people definitely would go and and follow over on Twitter for sure. So I thought that was very interesting. This is kind of the main page that I keep getting. You have a terminal for, traders, and then you have the actual launch pad itself, and you can kind of choose what direction you want to go in. This just takes you to the same place where you have to log in with Telegram. I'm not doing that as of right now. Who knows? When I throw a couple more bucks in and I get back to trading, as I took a big break after that big crash, I might just go trade on like Lighter or something like that. Do something a little bit different. See if I can farm some points. Not that it'll probably matter this late in the game. Maybe I need to get into something newer like Lab, right? Maybe Lab's going to have an airdrop. I don't know. These are all good speculation. Orhan had a busy day. Look at the community charts to know more. I was looking at some of it here and there. I saw him take some big wins. Would he take some big L's too? I'm not sure. I do keep up with it here and there. I don't catch every last thing, but you guys be going nuts in there. I think that's awesome. Did the crash get you? Oh no, Farnugger, I didn't really get got. I think I don't know. I lost like 40 bucks or something like that, or maybe it was a little more. Maybe it was like 60 or 80 bucks. I don't even remember. It was an insignificant amount of money. That's for sure. All right, why am I on Twitter? That is not where I'm supposed to be. Somebody keep me on track here. All right, so we talked about Lab a little bit. I thought it was worth maybe going over. When I saw it was up 50%, and I know it was only up like 7.5% or 7.7% the other day, I knew it must have pumped a good bit. And it sure did. Let's look at the 7-day. That's really what I want to look at. Yeah. Oh, and it was up even more. So this thing could run. It's at 33 cents. It's still at $15 million market cap. I mean, keep that in mind. This thing is tiny. If it starts moving, it could do some numbers. It could do some of those co-AI numbers, okay? Not saying that it will. Nothing is guaranteed. I wish that I didn't even have to say that, because everybody should know what the deal is with the crypto by now. Gold had an epic crash day. Yeah, we were just talking about that, Fartknocker, before you hopped in. So a lot of things that we've been looking at, right? This White Bridge. I don't think White Bridge has done much of anything. It's lower now, right? So now it's at 5 million. Is this going to do like the Anoma thing? And Anoma was one of the top gainers yesterday or the day before. I think it was yesterday. So maybe it'll do something. The only thing really worth looking at here is this EVA protocol. And I'm sure we've been over it. This is a finance project token. And as we pull up the website, let's look at their max chart, see how long they've been around. Yeah, October 3rd, 2025. So a little while, but, not really an old project. It's hard to tell nowadays because a lot of things feel old in a couple of months, because crypto just moves so dang fast. A project comes out, everybody's excited about it, and then literally 4 more of the exact same projects with different branding come out, and then which one are you excited about? It just really sucks the air out of everything cool. 1.8T, 80% of Bitcoin. I heard him say crazy. Wow. A Bitcoin whale has opened a 235 million short position, risking liquidation at 123. Another investor holds 76 million short with 10x leverage, facing potential volatility. And it just depends on if they're in the in crowd or not in the in crowd, right? I don't know. They're always hunting somebody. I assume that there's some kind of in crowd where, they're hunting each other and they go back and forth. I don't know. Is that the Bears and the Bulls? I have no idea. I think they switch teams depending on the climate of everything in the market, right? So here we are. Oh yeah, I remember looking at this. So this is Toncoin. Again, another project around Toncoin. Is Toncoin going to do something? In the past, a lot of times I would see, 1, 2, 3, 4 projects over a couple of days in the same niche start getting a bunch of attention. And then even old coins in that niche. And you kind of get like this little run and it doesn't seem to be happening, right? That is like the run for Toncoin coins, right? And it just doesn't get the follow through. But that's the whole market right now, right? Not telling anybody anything they don't know. That's wild. I had a weird feeling when price jumped like that and a slow, steady drop. Yeah, they're playing whale games. I mean, that's got to be super obvious by now. There's so much manipulation, but with it being so global, who is going to hold who responsible? This WBI, I don't know about it. It hasn't really done much yet. It looked like it had good connections, but it's just still chilling. Now it's at 5.3. I don't know that it has all that much farther to go down. Zero base. Okay. I don't know what that is. Let's check that out. I didn't see that on my first scan through. And a lot of times crypto rank just being a little bit more sensitive to new stuff. Wow. This thing got mollywopped. $63.3 million in its market cap. Let's say it doesn't. Once the token generation event goes live, it no longer really says how much money they raised, right? When there hasn't token generated event, it's a weird way to say it. A lot of times it'll tell you how much money they had raised so far. So the cryptographic trust layer for global finance, proving the world. And it has a bunch of artwork. Looks kind of cool. They got a playground. Like a metaverse or something. Start staking. We'll go back to that in just a second. When it's the first time I've seen a coin, I spend a little bit of time on it, right? Trillions of dollars in financial transactions require trust. Yet current audit solutions are inefficient and fragmented. Oh, but every big project and everybody's been audited and swear that they're good because they've been audited. Telling me there's issues with auditing? Real-time, zero-knowledge proof generation. And how many things, and I have no idea, have been rugged and had some form of an audit, right? Latest proofs preview. Okay. Daily proofs, network revenue, total staked. All right. 421,000 or million. Sorry. I meant million. Average yield looks like 30-day annualized yield. Depending on what you're in, right? If you're in USDT and stuff, 9%, 8.73, almost the same if you're in the actual native token for the ecosystem. The zero-base ecosystem, decryptable circuits, and standardized products. It's a really odd sentence. I want to see what the chain is for this. That's something I don't often look at. On CoinGecko, maybe I need to try to pull this thing up. Or I'm sorry, on CryptoRank. Maybe I need to pull this up on CoinGecko. Let's see if they even have it. All right, they do have it. Do like the format here better. And they have a different market cap. Notice that. This says 63.2 million. This says 53.7 million. Which one is more up to date? I don't know. But it has an Ethereum contract, Base contract, which would make a lot of sense with Base in its name. BNB Smart Chain. Let's grab their Twitter, see how many followers they got. That's a metric of attention, right? Why would we care how many followers? Well, that's how many, if they post something, that's how many people have the potential for that post to go out in front of. Like when we saw Lab had 717,000 followers. Well, if Lab legitimately got those followers, which it looks like it did because it's been around, it's been on Twitter for a while and it's had a lot of posts, right? It was like 4,000 something posts that they've done. In reference, they have 72,000 followers, but they only have 767 posts. So obviously you know, they haven't been around as long. They haven't posted as much. They haven't got as many people's attention. So their pin post from only 12 hours ago got 13,000 impressions. So there you go. If they post something within 12 hours, they're going to get roughly about 13,000 impressions. This is from 18 hours ago, and it has 29,000 impressions. And so on and so forth. I like that better, actually. Yeah, this got 71,000 impressions from October 17th. That was just a few days ago. So there's attention on this thing. It's a good way to, in my opinion, it's a really good way to measure if something is getting attention out there or if it's not. Back down to square one, say it ain't so, right? BTC broke some supports to the downside. It's all over the place. They want to make sure that you just don't know up from down before the big dogs move, right? Before they move things around and do whatever they want to do. Now let's go check out the website. Wait, we already did the website. That's right. I went back because I wanted to see what the ecosystem was. So we have Base, BNB, and Ethereum for this coin. It's called Zero Base. I mean, Base is a layer 2 on Ethereum, so really that's all Ethereum, and then you have BNB as well. Good to see BNB pretty much the standard to be included in almost everything, right? So that tells you a lot about why BNB token has done so well. ZK Login, ZK Dark Pool, and ZK like DeFi. So what is ZK? It's zero knowledge, right? So there, as soon as you hear zero knowledge rollups is what they are. They're a verify. It's something within the network that is going to verify, right? You had optimistic rollups before then. Some people use a combination of both, but Zero Base has zero in the name. The prevalency of ZK in just about everything we look at now tells me that this is something you really need to make sure you know what it is. You don't have to know the inner workings of exactly how it does everything. Here's the real big takeaway. Optimistic rollups, the generation of tech kind of before it, was using, I guess, more optimism to decide if transactions were legitimate, right? This has a format of using zero knowledge. So somehow they get something kind of information about the transaction without knowing anything about what the transaction is, and then they can prove it needs to be on chain or it's, you know, not legitimate and doesn't need to be on chain. I don't know why I felt like explaining that, but I just did. Will 107,400 hold? We shall see. Yeah, we shall see. We don't really have any choice, right? We're gonna see. ZK Dark Pool, confidential and compliant trading environment. So we looked at another project that was talking about dark pools the other day. I don't think it was Dark Bet, was it, or something like that? I don't know. But the whole idea here is you have a pool where you can't really see what's going on. So if you're placing bets, it makes it hard for people to counter trade you. And I don't know about this project, but with the other project, they made everything legitimate once, you know, once your trades were over, then they would show everything that went on, right? So there is transparency and there is legitimacy, but you can't see it until it's already been, you know, until it's over with, until the trade is finalized and stuff like that. They've taken their profits, whatever, or they got stopped out or they got liquidated, whatever it is. So the first ZK powered stablecoin, that's what the ZK Fi is, I guess. Staking product offering risk neutral returns through autonomous arbitrage strategies. That word always messes me up. I always say it like I'm Australian or something. It's so weird. CoinGlass says maybe lower, 106K-ish. Sorry. I'm like going at a million miles an hour here. Love using that CoinGlass heat map. One of my favorite tools in the tool belt. Yeah. Do you use DeepBook as well? Sorry, Bookmap. DeepBook is a liquidity thing for Aerodrome. So many things and projects to keep track of. It is crazy. All right, let's go back. Let's get out of this. We covered this pretty thoroughly. I love that. Whenever something new comes on, definitely got to make sure I write it down, right? Zero Base. I don't know if you're taking notes, but it definitely helps me remember what I am, what I've looked at later on today or tomorrow or whatever. So YEI Finance. And we are going to talk about TAO. Don't think that we aren't. Matter of fact, let's sneak peek to TAO as I learn how to talk properly. So what TAO and subnets are and how they work. So the Bittensor network, Bittensor is TAO, right? TAO is the ticker, or Bittensor is the network. TAO is both the ticker for the main coin of the whole ecosystem or the network. Anyways, the Bittensor network is an open source protocol that combines blockchain and artificial intelligence. Its mission is to decentralize AI by allowing anyone anywhere to contribute to a Its mission is to decentralize AI by allowing anyone anywhere to contribute to and benefit from machine learning instead of AI being controlled by a few corporations. I'm going to get it right, guys. I'm going to get it right. And that was just our little sneak preview. We're going to talk about Finance. Blues guy in the house. Glad to be here. Was looking forward to see you all after a not so great day of crazy welding. Time for Crypto Fam. Hope all is doing amazing. Man, I really hope this show takes some of the pressure off, allows you to relax, and all the amazing people here just make a crappy day feel better, right? That's what I hope for. So 36 cents for this Finance. It's at 47.39 million. It looks like it double bottom there. It's pretty good. And if it does it again, I guess you'll have an inverted head and shoulder, right? So 47.3 million in its market cap. Let's go to its website. We have already looked at this thing. Multi-chain DeFi as it should be. Lending, trading, and bridge across any chain. So this is obviously decentralized finance. Again, I can't say this enough. These lending, trading, and bridging type products are something you're not going to care about until you need it. The average retail, that is, right, is not going to understand the value of this stuff until you really need to bridge money somewhere. Already feel great. Hey, I'm glad to hear that, Blues guy. We're just glad that you're here. We were missing you. I had already mentioned it. President Trump to impose 155% tariffs on China starting November 1st. Yeah. And we went to one crypto website where they were taking bets on is there going to be those tariffs before? Is it going to get delayed? You could place all kinds of bets on something we were looking at the other day. And I'm sure poly bets and all of that stuff, you could do the same thing. Bipolar. Yeah, Trump, man. Hey, there's games being played, Fartknocker, that are way beyond anything that we understand. As far as like the current situation, the current details, the intel coming in, all of that stuff, intelligence, we're way, way, way behind if we ever even know anything, right? So I wouldn't get overly tied up in that stuff because, again, you have no idea what's going on. And I'm not saying that like I do. I also have no idea what's going on. But people just get really up in arms about it, and it's like, who knows what's going on, you know? Pre-deposit values, cross-chain deposits, early, earn passively, and one-click access. So it's yield, it's finance, right? They have APYs for different coins that you can stake. I mean, you can stake your SAY and get 2.3 APY. I should probably be staking everything everywhere, but it makes for a lot of things to remember and deal with and know where they are and have to get out of. If I want to sell or I think I'm getting close to where I want to sell, I can't sell on a dime. So I don't stake everything, right? Yeah, Blues guy. That's what I tend to believe. I mean, when you follow the moves, a lot of times, to be honest with you, he seems to be ahead of everybody. So it is what it is till it isn't, right? Trade Intuition popping in. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by again and dropping a comment. Oh, okay. So that one guy says he loves Trump, but he's mad at him the last 2 weeks. Hey, I feel you. We all would like it to go exactly how is best for us and soon, right? Sooner than later. Why'd I just close out a crypto rank? I do this all the time. I'm always trying to kill as many tabs as I can so that this stream will, run as smoothly as possible. And shout out to everybody who's here. Make sure you've hit that like button. Hey, somebody read my mind. Trade Intuition said that. He needs to time for a second from X at least. Hey, I don't know. I don't know what he needs to do, but everybody wishes that he would do it faster. and sooner. I want those tariff checks, right? Crypto Warrior in the house. What's up, everyone? Sorry, been in the garden. Well, you can't. You're Garden Warrior, man. You can't be sorry that you were in the garden. That's where you're supposed to be. But we do appreciate you joining us. We're still in the what's trending first hour phase of the show, and we got a big show tonight, though, Garden Warrior. I'm glad that you hopped in. We're gonna be talking about TAO, Bittensor, and all of the very techie stuff that comes with that. Yes, definitely a brutal dump there, Fart Knocker. I agree with you. It sucks. I'm glad that I wasn't in the mix of it, right? Ooh, what is Blue Whale? It's only got 24 million in it. And although it seems like day to day, like we cover a lot of the same stuff, new coins do come out and we do go over them. And these things don't tend to really show the fruit of all that we're doing until sometimes months later, right? Where like all of a sudden, I'm just using this as an example, right? Don't hold me to it. Blue Whale is in, the top moving coins for months, for a couple weeks at a time or something, does some kind of crazy numbers. If it's not this coin, it'll be another coin. And you'll be like, I remember when that thing was $24 million, right? So Blue Whale is a Web3 wallet analytic tool that enhances users' experience using personalized AI and contextual data. Doesn't that just sound fun? I know that got you so excited. You guys can stop jumping up and down at home for how excited you are about Blue Whale. Yeah, there's no website. I don't like that. Is there no Twitter too? Well, that's not fun. And doesn't look like they've raised that much money either. We have, where is it? $109,000. That's by a platform called Paid. Doesn't seem that great. Oh, they raised 7.6 million though. Okay, that's far more significant. It's actually a grant. Wish somebody would grant me 7.6 million. That's for sure. All right, moving on. Chart doesn't look so bad though, right? Right. Is that a flag? I don't know. It's a very big measured move if it is. I really wanted to go to a website or something, but they didn't really give anything. It's analytics for Web3 wallets and stuff. I could see a lot of applications there. What am I missing? All kinds of stuff. Warrior garden is the best place to be, bro. Yep. What kind of garden, boss? I grow. Said that's growing in the garden. Yeah, everybody wants to know, Garden Warrior. Sweet, let's go. I'll get planting while I listen and up my crypto IQ. You're in the right place, brother. Where's a genie when you need one? I've been saying that my entire life, El Cheeto. I don't know. But if you find one, man, I hope you call me. Just started. It's early spring here, so preparing the soil. Boss move. I used to do a ton of gardening. I miss it. I'm going to get some of those, above ground big containers and fill them with some soil so my little man can grow some things because he's 7 and he always wants to grow something. I feel bad that I haven't made that happen yet, but hey, what can I say? That's all the more push to get it done soon. We bought some Vanguard Live. I probably didn't age well, to be honest with you. That's why I only bought $5 worth. Astronova is a gaming ecosystem and stuff. We've been over this many times. I don't want to bring it up because we're about to shift into the heavy topic of the day. See how many people we retain, right? Because it hurts a lot of people's head and they have to run. It's harvest time in Cali, says that one guy. We all know what you're referring to, I'm sure. Anyways, let's move along. I think the most interesting thing that we looked at was this zero base. And let's hop right back over to where we were. So again, I'm just going to read it quickly and hopefully not mess it up. The Bittensor network is an open source protocol that combines blockchain and artificial intelligence. Its mission is to decentralize AI by allowing anyone, anywhere, to contribute to and benefit from machine learning instead of AI being controlled by a few corporations. This is kind of the main mission of Bittensor altogether, right? You see this over and over and over in their very long and drawn out description, narrative, whatever you want to call it, on their actual web page. Let's go look at it. Let's bring that up so we have it to refer back to. And like I told everybody, we're gonna read everything on their website, right? We're gonna read. We go to about and all of this, right? All of this stuff. We're gonna read all of it, and your IQ is gonna be so big. I'm just kidding. We're not gonna do that, guys. I had ChatGPT. I just copy and pasted the whole thing and asked ChatGPT to summarize it. No, that's not what we're reading right now. This is totally different information, although some of it may overlap. But I hope everybody knows I was kidding. Wow, we dropped numbers quick when I started talking about that. That's hilarious. Underground, great to see you. All of you as well. Gratitude time. Today I'm full of gratitude for all you guys' help and support. Hey, I appreciate it. And I'm full of gratitude for everybody here. Like, you guys have no idea. That's why I try to make sure I always say it. He says, I have 3,300 plants in the greenhouse. Okay. Nice. All my harvest going to crypto this year. Well done. Well done. I grow pretty much everything. He gave us a list of all that he grows. I would eat all of that for sure. I love the veggies fresh out of the garden. One of my favorite things is asparagus. That thing just keeps coming back year after year, and they're good. You could just break them right off the ground and eat them, and they're just like you cooked them. We're going to read all of it. Exactly, Trade Intuition. I'm just joking, though, right? Says that's awesome. And, yeah, I got the medicine garden as well, of course. Come on now. Yeah, Garden Warrior says you can't just be a gardener and not have the medicine garden. All right. Moving on, my point was a big part of their narrative is that they want to have, a decentralized real AI that's not just controlled by all your big corporations and people. I'm sure that's in this. This is called the Bittensor paradigm. So they go into some pretty philosophical stuff. Now, if you don't consider yourself very philosophical, I encourage you to change that, because philosophics are really where it's at. This is where all the deep stuff is, right? Chat going wild. I hope you guys are enjoying that conversation. The network's native token is TAO. I think everybody here pretty much knows that. It serves as both the economic fuel and the governance mechanism of the Bittensor ecosystem. In short, TAO powers the network and rewards those who provide value to it. The network itself is made up of subnets. So this is, I think, one of the more important things to also remember is the network is really made up of subnets. Think of a subnet like a specialized mini network within Bittensor. Each subnet focuses on a specific type of learning, machine learning, or data processing. And as much as I'm sure that is true, I also find that the subnets to me just look like projects as well. I'm sure there's projects that really are just completely dedicated to one thing or the other, like we'll get into here. For example, one subnet might specialize in natural language processing, and another might focus on image recognition, and another could power recommendation algorithms. So very niched out, specialized subnets that all come together in this big net that is Bittensor overall. And if you kind of back out, that's what this picture here is supposed to be representing. Now, I don't think it was the best landing page decision for them. I do get the feeling that whoever put this together is an AI developer, technician, nerd. Not that that's a bad thing, but it seems like they really overlooked the idea of enjoying what you're looking at. So if there's any criticism there, don't stone me over it, guys. But I think they could have did a little bit better job with the website and it being exciting to actually look at. Just making sure that we're up and the conversation in the chat is shifting. But I'm going to try to stay on track. Otherwise, we will not get through a lot of this and it'll be a 5-hour stream. Not that I'm complaining. So we talked about how it's really made up of subnets. Each subnet competes for TAO rewards by producing high quality outputs that improve the collective intelligence of the network. And yes, I actually did go read almost all of the stuff that I'm going over today because I really wanted to make sure I was super on point. So I'll try not to like spoil it constantly by telling you everything that we're about to read. So in the simple terms, TAO equals the incentive and governance token, right? So TAO is the incentive, meaning if you're a subnet, if you're involved in their ecosystem, they are giving you TAO. That is your incentive, pay. Who doesn't like to get paid, right? And then, of course, it's also the governance function or the governance token, right? You hold it and you can vote in what's going on, just like any standard governance in any network. Subnets equal decentralized departments of AI models working together under one ecosystem. So how Bittensor rewards AI contributions, the proof of intelligence model. So this I thought was all sauce, right? And although it seems like we are reading a lot of stuff, I do want to say that this did a good job of really summarizing stuff because it's such a big project with so much to say that this could go on much farther, right? So most blockchains use something like proof of work or proof of stake. Who's ever heard of that before? To validate transaction and reward participants. If you understand what mining is, I think most people got that down, right? Finish my black coffee, back to it. Good chat, everyone. I don't know why that stuck out to me. I thought he was saying something totally different. Anyways, so they don't use proof of work or proof of stake. They use proof of intelligence model, right? So Bittensor introduces something new, proof of intelligence. So one thing that immediately kind of flags in my mind, as I always talk to you guys about knowing your categories, knowing your niches. Well, right here is a niche, right? Proof of intelligence. Where have you even seen that before? Now, we'll get into actually understanding what proof of intelligence is, but you first have to ask yourself, do you really understand how proof of work works? Do you understand how proof of works? I'm just messing with you. I did that on purpose. Anyways, so instead of mining blocks or staking coins, contributors mine intelligence. It sounds super cool, right? Also super techy and maybe a little bit hard to follow. Here's how it works. Machine learning model connects to the network. These models are given data by request by the validator. So the validator requests the data and it's given to the validator by these models, and the models are connected to the network. If you kind of read it backwards, there's a little trick for everybody. There's definitely some IQ raising stuff no matter where you apply it. A lot of times when you read something you don't get it, read it kind of backwards in, not word for word, but kind of skim it backwards and it will usually make more sense to you. I don't know if anybody else has ever done that. So after the validators get the data that was requested from the models, validators score the quality of each model's response. So there's some scoring system for how good the data is that is given by the models in the network. The better your model performs, the more TAO you earn. This is proof of intelligence, right? Or mining intelligence. So basically, they're not just giving TAO just for being a part of the ecosystem, right? You actually have to have value, and if you have more value in your subnet or in your model than other people, you will earn more TAO. I think that is only fair. I think that's a responsible way to do it. Let's see. It says won't let me send the pics in Discord. I don't know that one, guy. You should be able to. People post pics all the time. BTC key resistance around 108,600. Thank you, El Cheeto. Yeah, that one guy, I'm not really sure. It could be the type of photo that you're using, or are you in the main chat, I would assume? Because they post pictures like 24/7 in the community charts. I know you can post it over there. Maybe try posting it in the community charts. If not, I will figure it out later for sure. So it's a merit-based economy for AI. The network literally rewards intelligence and usefulness. What just happened? Anybody else see that? Yo, that was so weird. I was mid reading it and it just changed. Well, that's awfully fun. Everybody hold on one second for a moment of momentary maintenance. That was so whack. I was just like in the middle of reading it and it just like refreshed and killed it. I'm giving away too much information, right? I'm giving you guys too much sauce on this Bittensor. The big AIs don't want you to know about Bittensor. See, that's the problem. It's a conspiracy. It says, I'll keep trying, boss. Hey, I would love to see whatever you're going to be posting. Yeah, apparently ChatGPT's broken. Energy level way better today. Yeah, I haven't eaten in over 2 days. And when I haven't eaten in 2 days, I am lit, guys. This is my favorite thing about, absolute favorite thing about fasting, right? All right, I did get it back. We got it back. Nobody panic, except for me, maybe a little bit. And all I did was move it back to the main page here, and now it doesn't want to load. All right, so where were we? We weren't that far yet. So we were literally talking about how it's a merit-based economy, and you earn TAO by how more useful your information is, right? Fartknocker says, you're a beast, man. I don't know how you can go 2 days elite status. Hey, man, we're just getting started. I want to go at least like 5, or maybe even go for my record at like 11.5 days. If I could beat that, that would be cool. But we'll see. There's always, you know what the worst part about fasting is? There's just always something that comes up. As soon as I start fasting and I make it like 4 or 5 days, somebody invites me to like a feast or a barbecue, or somebody I haven't seen in forever, or it invites me out for a big dinner or something, and I'm like, I don't want to say no, you know, because then they're not going to invite you nowhere no more. So usually I wind up breaking my fast for something like that, although it's always a great time. But we'll see how long we go. I don't want to make it like a stressful thing, right? Because when you're fasting, you don't want to stress. You want to take it easy, even though I went to the gym for a few hours. But I don't know, that's taking it easy in my book. And it's a merit-based economy, right? So let's move on. This creates an open market for AI computation. Do you know what the word computation is? We're going hard on the crypto IQ tonight. We are. But computation is something you should definitely Google if you don't know what it is, or I'll touch on it later if you want me to. Something special happens between 3 and 4 days. Oh yeah, you're absolutely right. Magic to test your faith, bro. Okay. Are you having water? Oh yeah, definitely. You got to drink water. I mean, you could dry fast, don't get me wrong, but it's like, kind of think of it like this when it comes to fasting. It's like being in a trade. Like when you open a trade, you know what kind of trade you're in. Are you in a scalp trade, a long swing trade? Is this a 4-year cycle hold that you're building a bag of? Fasting's like that, right? When you start a fast, you should have a good idea of what you're doing. Don't try to change it in the middle of what you're doing unless, you know, it really makes a lot of sense. Because you're just fasting, you know, for a couple of days, and then you're gonna dry fast all of a sudden on the 4th day, and then you totally wear yourself out or something. I don't know. It usually throws you off, and it usually ends in failure for whatever your real goal was. I just came from the gym, chest and triceps today. Hey, Fartknocker, that's exactly what I did today, chest and triceps. So I love that. Maybe we're on the same workout routine. Who knows? Is coffee okay? I think it varies from person to person. It depends on, again, it's just like a trade. It depends on what you're trying. This is good to break up everything we were talking about, right? So we'll go down this road for a second. It's good to know what you're trying to do. Like, are you trying to fast to be more spiritual? Are you trying to fast for health? Are you trying to fast for weight loss? Are you just fasting because, I don't know, somebody challenged you to fast and you don't want to lose the $100 that you promised to them if you chicken out? So whatever it is, you should definitely know why you're fasting. Blue Sky says dry fast is the hardest. 3 days of dry fast will reset the pancreas, and diabetes magically disappeared. Proof of support. This is not financial advice or medical advice from me. I'm just reading the chat. Black coffee only. Black won't break the fast. Exactly. And basically that's what I have. I have these espresso shots that come individual in the shots. That's what I usually have for coffee anyways. So if I really just don't add anything to it, it's just water and coffee beans. Espresso, whatever. I looked at all the ingredients. There's nothing in it but coffee and water. So I use that in the morning to get myself going. And then a little bit of creatine. A little bit of creatine is nice. When I'm taking something like creatine super consistently, I don't want to not take it during my fast, but it's not going to give you calories or anything, right? The biggest thing is calorie intake is what you don't want, especially anything solid. That should be a no-brainer. All right, back to the TAO, right? This creates an open market for AI computation where anyone can contribute models, and the best performing ones earn TAO automatically. No middleman, no centralized company. So they've just made a marketplace basically for AI products and AI, models that are doing different things. And if they perform well, they automatically get a piece of the pie. And so you don't got to like fight with them. You know what it kind of makes me think of? Kind of makes me think about how like YouTube and getting monetized and stuff, right? You have to be on YouTube for quite some time. You have to be consistent. You have to get 1,000 subscribers or more, obviously, but at least 1,000. And then you got to get 4,000 watch hours. And that stuff is not going to happen in, a month for most people. There are niches and stuff that just blow up, of course. But for the average YouTuber, you're not going to get it in a couple of months. So this kind of reminds me of like kind of taking that whole thing out of it. If you're an AI computation, you come in and the model is performing, you're going to earn TAO. I just thought that was worth throwing in there, right? TAO looks good, says Blue Sky. Yeah, another reason why we're going over TAO is because I've noticed that niche is starting to kind of heat up. So I wanted to make sure everybody knew simple stuff about it, but also like how do you buy a product or a project or a subnet within the ecosystem of TAO, because a lot of them are not easy to get into, which also kind of makes a barrier for entry. So that can hurt the investment as far as other people getting into it. Anyways, I digress about that. Man, I probably had like 8 coffees today, 2 Diet Pepsis. On my way to the I'm way too dependent on caffeine. Yeah, I had to back off of a lot of the coffee and stuff for a long time. And of course, sodas. I switched to like sugarless sodas that have very little caffeine. TAO has been doing well recently. Yeah, definitely caffeine can really mess you up. So the key building blocks and projects within the Bittensor ecosystem. So we really covered what it is, how it works, stuff like that. Let's get into the ecosystem. The Bittensor ecosystem has been expanding fast, and several subnets and projects are already gaining traction. Some notable examples include Subvortex, a subnet focused on natural language processing and AI conversion models. Now, one thing that really just hit me while I was reading that is that although a lot of these subnets, take this for example. Sorry, I'm trying to say 8 things at one time. This happens. Subvortex, if you can buy a token for Subvortex, which I'm assuming you can, it's a useful product. And if it's very useful and a lot of people start using it for their back end, it could do well. Now, I don't know how that relates to monetization. It would really be up to Subvortex, right? Subvortex charges money for people to use their product or their model, and then that could equal money. This is just me thinking out loud, because it equal price go up, I should say. Equal money, that's hilarious. But yeah, I just keep that in the back of your mind. We got to figure out exactly how does this work with the tokens, the subnet, and the money getting into them. So you have Subimage, a dedicated to vision-based AI task like image recognition. I totally read that wrong. Dedicated to vision-based AI tasks like image recognition. That's better. Subsync specializes in synchronization and data coordination between models. Am I talking too fast for you? Throw a 333 in the chat if I am talking way too fast for you guys, and put a 777 if it's just right and you're retaining everything that I'm saying. It looks like you dependent on sugar for yeah, right. There's that too. Hey, it's rather fat or glucose. That's what your body runs off of. You got 2 main types of fuel there. And if it has any glucose, it'll choose glucose every time because the brain is completely addicted to glucose. There you go. There's your fun fact for the day. Not medical advice. TAOstats.io, an analytic dashboard tracking subnet performance and staking activities. TAOstation.ai for a hub exploring subnet activities and validator contributions. Open Tensor Foundation, the core organization guiding and developing of Bittensor protocol, ensuring it says open, decentralized, and community driven. I just read that however I wanted to read it, right? Because it's my show and I'll read it how I want to read it. So everybody says 777. I love that. All right, cool. Trying to stay in ketosis. Lost 40 pounds so far. Back down under 200. Good job, Vardknocker. I've done a lot of the keto stuff, and it's always worked really well for me. But to be honest, I would much rather fast. It's so much easier for me to eat nothing than control what I'm eating all the time and track all the calories and stuff. Obviously, I have to do that sometimes because I can't just eat nothing forever. But, and I do it when I have to, but it's just so nice to just eat nothing and not even worry about any of that crap. Each of these plays a part in building the AI economy layer on blockchain, where the models, validators, and developers all collaborate in a decentralized way. And let's hop out of this, right, for just a second. Just because we need to take a break and break it up, right? So we're back into the what's trending for just a second. Fleek, we've gone over. Kgen, we've gone over. Everything here we've really gone over. How many of you guys really recognize different things that we've gone over here? So let me just pick a random one. Let's pick Monad. Can anybody tell me what Monad is without having to go look it up? And I'll kind of move us to the next place while you do that. Can anybody tell me what Monad is without Googling it? If you Google it, I guess I wouldn't know. But, you know, it's just kind of a friendly competition here amongst everybody who's watching. We've gone over Monad probably 6 times, if not 7 or 8. So does anybody remember what Monad is? As I move to the top gainers, which is still a very important thing to go over, and I was going to use this to kind of break up the information today, right? Wow, big drop off. Who is leaving the stream? We're going back to TAO, okay, guys? Like, we'll go back to reading TAO in a minute. I just wanted to break it up. So, Moonbase coin, another. Actually, it just says Monbase, not Moon. Monbase coin, or MBC. They do that on purpose. Seems like it should be like a media outlet. Says I don't track calories, just low carb. I love my meals, not suffering at all. In fact, I'm thriving. Just made a bunch of shiitake on barbecue. Oh, okay. Nice. Trade Intuition says he's still here. That one guy waving hello. And yeah, I don't really suffer during keto either. It's all my favorite stuff to eat, right? Mostly steak, chicken, fish, all that good stuff. That's what I would prefer to eat anyways. Max chart for this Monbase. I just want to call it Moonbase. Why couldn't it be Moonbase? Anyways, Monbase is March 25th, 2024. It did a whole lot of nothing for a long time. Matter of fact, you get it at 0.009, and then it just rocketed up to 61 cents. So that was a huge, huge gain, right? At that point, right? Now it's already pulled back all the way to like 19 cents. So anyways, $38 million in its market cap, a BNB contract, Moonbase. Monbase. Sorry, it's not Moonbase. I just want to call it Moonbase. They really missed an opportunity there. With garlic sauce. Man, that sounds good. Let's not talk about food, guys. Let's not talk about food. It was one thing we were talking about vegetables. Start talking about real food. No, I'm just playing. I'm fine. I had to make food for my, children and all kinds of stuff today. It doesn't really bother me. A step closer into the Web3 world. A secure platform, user-friendly interface, and reliable system for everyone. Monbase Global offers an ecosystem with a wide range of products, including NFT marketplace, staking, yield farming, marketing services, etc. Whether you're a developer, investor, or new to it all, there's always has been a place for you in Monbase Global. You just didn't know it. You just didn't know that Monbase Global existed, and that was your problem. But they always had a place for you. Hilarious. Our ecosystem, Monbase Global, is a comprehensive Web3 firm dedicated to providing solutions for users through our services. Not through other people's services, through their services. Monbase NFT Marketplace, dApps, and Monbase Exchange. Here is NBC's, and no, not the news network. Actually, that'd be NBC, right? Who cares? I don't watch the crap anyways. NBC service tokenomics. So 36% goes to rewards, 12% private, whatever private is. Seeds, probably private sales, I would imagine. 15% goes to the team, 8% liquidity, 6% to marketing, development fund. I love when they have a marketing fund. So many projects I see don't have a separate allocation for marketing. So, I don't know. Might make a big difference. Advisors got 5%. Development fund got 5%. IDO, 2%. And 3% to the airdrop, which when they say that pretty much means there's going to be an airdrop, right? Or there's already been an airdrop. I have no idea. Milestones for 2025 USDT pair, swap function between MBC, the native token, buying a Sanha card. I don't know what that is, on Monbase NFT after purchasing. So users can use this card on Monbase NFT after purchasing. Okay, so some kind of NFT that gives you something that you can do within their ecosystem. That's kind of cool. And branding businesses from a pool. No idea what that means, but I probably should know what it means, but I don't. Building, sorry I had to step away. Building manager duties. Hope I didn't miss too much. Oh, I didn't know you were a building manager. Or did I? I thought you were a building. Are you still a building manager? They let you be the building manager and work 12-hour shifts? That's wild. Shout out to Blues Guy for having infinite jobs. All right, and where were we? Let's back it up. We were in top gainers, top losers. So that is Monbase. But that's not what you guys want to hear about. You guys want to hear about Bittensor, right? Just trying to break up the information. So we're in a segment 4. Maybe I'm just making the information more confusing, right? So am I making the information more confusing by segueing to other things? And I should just stay on point, stay focused. Drop a 1 if that's the option you want. Drop a 2 if you like that I break it up and we also talk about other things. I do need everybody's participation so that I know what you guys like. But anyways, I'm going to keep moving on while you guys give me that. So why TAO's fixed supply and governance model matters. Unlike many AI tokens that have unlimited emissions or inflation, TAO has a fixed supply of 21 million. Similar to Bitcoin. It's not similar. It's exactly the same as far as the supply goes of 21 million. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 2. So far, more 2s. I really should just do a poll, right? Break that Bollinger Band. Bollinger Band. All right. So this fixed cap is crucial because it means TAO is deflationary by design, giving it real long-term scarcity and value protection. I think this is a very key sentence here. Is deflationary by design and has long-term scarcity and value protection. So maybe a good 10-year hold if you have a lot of money to play with. Blues Guy, well, first let's read El Cheeto. He says, but it's a good to deviate after each topic. Keeps the brain wanting more. That's what I was thinking. But I appreciate you saying that. It says, I'm a building manager, then singer, welder for 12 hours, band music, show coming up this Friday, boys, music. Hey, I'm sure you're going to crush it. Because you got that energy, Blues Guy. That's why. I'm sure you're going to crush it. Governance-wise, TAO holders can vote on network proposals, approve new subnets, and influence protocol changes. That's usually how governance works, giving the community actual control over how Bittensor evolves. That is real DeFi for you, right? This structure makes TAO one of the most self-sustaining and community-driven ecosystems in crypto today, right? And that's one of the things about TAO that I keep getting from everything I look at is there's really nothing like TAO that's competing with it. What is competing with TAO? I mean, you have tons of these little AI projects, but none of them have like banded all together. I would like to get more into all the little subnets and stuff that are making up. How many subnets are there? want to say there was 62 subnets when we looked at it the other day, but that's just a random guess. It's not just about price. It's about participation, governance, and long-term value alignment. So why this matters for the future of crypto and AI. The TAO ecosystem is at the crossroads of two of the most powerful technologies in the world, artificial intelligence and decentralized infrastructure. So well put, right? TAO ecosystem is literally at the crossroads of the most powerful technologies in the world. Artificial intelligence and decentralized infrastructure. Appreciate everybody who voted. Underground, you all right? Oh, you are right. I thought he was asking me if I was all right. Am I like, dang, am I really talking that fast tonight? Yeah. Nothing competes with TAO. Did you buy, bro? I don't know. I might own TAO somewhere, but I don't think I do, actually. Now that you mention it, I did not buy any TAO. I really, when I looked at TAO and I did my analysis of TAO, I really decided I was going to make sure I loaded up in the next bear market. But that was going off of the 4-year cycle, and who knows? I don't think there's anything wrong with going off of the 4-year cycle until it's broken. Once it's broken, all bets are off, and I won't set my thoughts in order from that. But I think it's a little bit, and a lot of time has passed since I kind of made this analysis of it, but my analysis at the time was that it's a little bit new, it's a little bit over techie, it's definitely over most people's heads, hence to why there's only 17 people here learning about this at this very moment. But I think next cycle, it's going to be big. And I hope that the 4-year cycle stays intact because it just makes life easy. It's creating a network where AI is open, permissionless, and truly global. And that's why so many analysts see Bittensor as a foundation layer and a kind of AI internet where intelligence itself becomes decentralized resource, right? Where intelligence itself becomes a decentralized resource. Whether you're a developer, researcher, or investor, understanding TAO is understanding where Web3 and AI converge or merge together, right? And that's what makes this ecosystem one of the most important narratives in crypto right now. Then it asked me if it wanted me to make like graphics. It makes the worst graphics. I mean, is graphics just words on a page? Because I could just copy and paste the crap and make my own graphics. That's junk. I want like pictures and stuff that makes people want to look at them, right? So let's see. Decentralized AI marketplace. Bittensor provides a permissionless environment where anyone can offer or access AI models without central gatekeeper. Exactly. The total supply of TAO is capped at 21 million tokens, similar to Bitcoin, with a built-in halving cycle that reduces block rewards over time. Sounds like Bitcoin. So it seems like they really modeled a lot of it off of the things that work well with Bitcoin. I'm with you on that. If there's a next cycle, it'll be biblical, yeah. And I'm sure there will be some kind of form of the next cycle. Will it be the 4-year cycle? I have no idea. So anyways, that really wraps that up. I'll kind of put that on the back burner in case I need to refer to it. And then we have an overview. I took the whole thing from the beginning of the website and brought it over here and told it to make this simple, right? Because I don't want to read that entire thing, but I'm sure there is some really good stuff in there. So we will come back to that. We're not going to do that right this second. Because we just went from one thing to another. And I think a lot of people out there need a minute to kind of allow everything that we just talked about to soak in. And they are at a $3.6 billion market cap. So this is not a small project. This is one thing that I definitely think about. Now, when you talk about market caps, $3.6 billion is a pretty big market cap, hence that it is number 43 by market cap. So there are only 42 cryptocurrencies that have a larger market cap than this coin, than Bittensor, right? So that's what is so powerful about the, 43 by market cap metric here, is because it's telling you there's only 42 tokens in existence, or projects, cryptos in existence that have a higher market cap than Bittensor. So Bittensor is not small. It's in the top 50. With that being said, in order to double your number here, you would need to double this number. But when the money really does fly, when something is really, really useful, right? Like look at Bitcoin. When you get real adoption for something, this can run, 500 billion. Now, I think that's very, personally, this is my personal opinion, I think that's very, if possible for Bittensor, I think that's probably next cycle type stuff. But doesn't mean it couldn't double or triple. That's kind of why I didn't invest in it, honestly, is because I was looking for more than a double or a triple on my money. I tried to invest, and it actually really, I don't know, it's yet to be seen. It might kind of bite me in the ass. I really wanted to pick things that were going to 8 to 10x, right? And I thought that was conservative for what I had seen in the other market, or in the other bull, markets and stuff. I thought that was pretty conservative to only want to 8 to 10x. I didn't even think that was greedy. And now I'm feeling like I might have been a little greedy. I should have just bought Bitcoin at 15,000. But you never know. Hindsight is 20/20, and you really shouldn't get too caught up on that as far as beating yourself up. You made a decision, you go after it, and in my opinion, one of the worst things you can do is constantly make a decision, change, try to do something else, make a different decision, then try to go back to what you were doing, and you just mess up all your money and your entry positions and all kinds of stuff. It's never good in my opinion. El Chi, you bullish on Zora? What did you invest in Underground? I own a lot of tokens, but significantly, I bought quite a bit of XRP between like 20 and 50 cents. I bought, I own a couple Ethereum. I got most of them around 1900 or 1800, somewhere in between there. I mean, I have a lot of tokens, don't get me wrong, but a lot of them are split up quite a bit, more than I actually probably should have. But that's very much the live and learn kind of thing. Dogecoin I've been holding since last cycle. I got a good bit of that. I mean, I was buying Dogecoin when it was 0.002. And so even where we are right now with the numbers for Dogecoin, I'm still way up on that thing. Yeah, and then you name a token, I probably own it. Don't get me wrong. I own, probably a couple grand worth of Solana. Definitely own Fetcoin, all of them, man. I own most things, right? But the significant ones are the ones that I just named, and then they're smaller from there, a couple grand here, a couple grand there, kind of thing. Yeah, I did great on XRP. Yeah, XRP is probably one of the better ones. Not just the amount of X's. Like I probably have things that X'd more than that, but for the amount of money put in it, it's looking pretty good. But is XRP gonna 8x? It depends on what you're talking about. I mean, from when I got into it, probably. Oh yeah. I'm building a fresh port this month. Nice. Good job, that one guy. And I would be mindful, that one guy, of the 4-year cycle. Because if we are having a 4-year cycle, you might be buying the top if you don't know when to sell. And who knows if we're going to get that or not. I'm not 100% on the bandwagon that we are going to get a 4-year cycle. Was just trading Solana memes for a while until I learned about leverage trade. Yeah. Still to this day, I think that long-term holding things is the best play out over time, but you have to play the long game, and buy in the bear markets. If you're not buying in the bear market, then you don't want to buy it, halfway through the bull market and try to long trade. Then it might not be better than swing trade and stuff like that. So everybody does what they want to do with their money. I don't tell nobody what to do with their money. Apparently now it's a 5-year cycle. Not sure where you got that from, Fartknocker, but I could see it. It's very possible. One of the things when you think of, and this is in America, but America really influences the entire world. They've talked heavily about how a lot of that tariff money could really boost our economy and stuff here in America, but nobody was going to really see the fruit of that until probably mid 2026, right? I mean, you already are. Technically, it's got to be true that they're making a lot of money off of those tariffs because they're literally funding the government with the tariff money right now, right? Paying troops and doing different stuff. They're paying all that off of the tariff money. So they obviously are making a lot of money off of these tariffs. What that does for us, who knows? I don't really go get crazy optimistic on it and I don't get crazy bearish on it, because what's the point? I will see what happens when it happens. Like they talked about in America, they were going to give us, kind of like a stimulus check, but not for the same reason as the previous stimulus checks at all. Just a check basically taking a percentage of the profits from tariffs and giving it to all the citizens of the country. Does sound a little too good to be true, but we'll see if it happens. Crypto Keep in the house. How's everyone doing? We're doing great. Now that you're here, Crypto Keep, thanks for joining us. And let's look at something cool before we get back into Bittensor, right? Let's find another project to look at. I don't know if it'll be cool or not, but it'll be something. I'm seeing these two projects quite a bit here. And notice Paparazzi token was one of the top losers like yesterday, so it's bouncing back up. EVA Protocol, we already went over that. River, let's go over River. Tariffs are paid by the people, not the companies. We could argue about that all day long. I don't know that to actually be 100% true. One people say one way, another people say another. I'm not in the middle of the chain of trade, right? So I don't know exactly who's paying the tariffs, but either way, money's coming into the coffers. I don't know who's paying for it, right? Is it our people or is it somebody else's people? Is it the people of other countries or is it us as Americans paying for it? I don't know. And that's not really what this show is about. We could certainly get deeper into that at some point, but I'm not with any of the arguing, you know what I mean? Everybody's entitled to believe whatever they want to believe. Was hearing talks of privacy coins like Monero and Zcash. Yeah, that one guy, we've been really all over that whole thing. Horizon is one that was brought up yesterday that I definitely wanted to look at. Let's do that real quick, guys, because I had it up and I got rid of it. But I really wanted to make sure that I did bring that up. Just to show everybody, even though it was really you guys that reminded me of it. So Horizon, somebody was calling it Zcash's little brother. Cryptos Keep says, I'm in the field, so I know Americans pay for the difference. Okay. Yeah. Either way, I don't see. It's one of those things where it's like, you could be right and maybe you are. But I'm not a president and I have no ability. I'm not in Congress. I have no ability to change any of what they're doing or make them do something different. So I'm not going to stress about it, right? I'm not going to worry about it. What's the reason for those? Yeah, what I meant by I don't want to argue Crypto Keep was just that I wasn't going to get into the thick of it, right? I didn't mean that we have to argue about it. I don't really argue with people anyways, you know what I mean? So I just let it be what it is. And you could certainly be right. I'm not even disputing you at all, actually, Crypto Keep, because you could be very well right. And you might have a lot more knowledge about it than me. I'm humble enough to know that I don't know everything about everything, right? So $211.1 million in market cap for Zen. Somebody called it Zcash's little brother or something like that. I think it was Orhan. That one guy says, what is the reason for those? I don't know what he's referring to. Maybe tariffs. That one guy also said, you're such a laid back dude just like me. Hey, I appreciate that. I take that as a compliment. We're not going to get bent out of shape here. Who knows what we might have to deal with. Hard topics like that. Trolls coming in here. I'm not letting them get me riled up. If anybody's ever had a bully in their life, that's what trolls in the chat remind me of. They're just trying to get a rise out of you. And the minute that you give them what they're looking for, you just feed them and they come back to eat again. Like you just don't do that. And then they go away. They find somewhere else to go. Yep, it was Orphan. Okay. Good memory, Blues guy. I appreciate that. So anyways, let's talk about it. It's a privacy coin. Just kind of want to look at the tokenomics and the metrics here. 211 million, not that big, right? Oh, should we do it? We'll do it to him. What's the coin perspective? We could go down rabbit holes all day. This could be a really long stream. And I hope you guys are here for it. I hope you guys are dedicated to raising your crypto IQ. Should I just have typed in Horizon? It doesn't like tickers. Wait, I thought I saw it. Where'd it go? Zen AI? No. All right, so we learned today that on Coin Perspective, you're better off typing in the actual the actual thing here. There's so many different ways we could go attacking this here, right? So let's go to categories. Privacy. And I want to see what the biggest privacy coin is, right? What is the biggest thing we could shoot for? I thought it was Monero, and I was right. Nice. And Monero has $5.7 billion in its market cap. It's actually number 34 by market cap. Keep that in mind that both Zcash and Monero are bigger market caps than TAO. And it's funny because actually I think Zcash is right above TAO, right? Wasn't TAO 42? Very interesting, or it was 43, something like that. Doesn't matter. So we'll use Monero. So it would be a 26x from here if Horizon, sorry, with the Z in front, I just want to say Zcash, right? But if Horizon could reach up to the higher heights of Monero, you'd get a 26x. Now, are you going to get that? I don't think so. But who knows? They're not coming to me to ask for permission or whatever. What do we got going on here? Underground vibe attracts the tribe. Hey, I love that. It's a good way to say it. I think Zora is a great idea. It could definitely do some upside damage. Still really new. El Cheeto, I think you're right for sure. Horizon is one Orhan keeps bringing up. Yeah, matter of fact, Orhan is the reason why we're talking about this right now because he brought it up. And one thing he said is that you can actually buy Horizon on Coinbase. Right? So I think that's significant. Like, I think that's important because a lot of Americans, especially using Coinbase as their main vehicle to buy things. And you have a lot of people who their crypto IQ is low enough that they don't really buy anything anywhere else. Coinbase has made it very easy to download, link your bank account or your debit card or whatever. I don't think they let you use credit cards, but either way, you know, link that stuff to it and buy, and you don't have to worry so much about knowing about wallets, about Web3. You know, a lot of them don't even know that they don't even know about Web3. A lot of them think that they do know about crypto because they have Coinbase and they bought, you know, some Ethereum or an altcoin. They have some XRP or some Ondo, you know, and they think that they're crypto people. In my book, they're not crypto people, but that's okay. I would welcome them in. I want them to be crypto people. So where I wanted to go actually was markets. Yeah, Coinbase Exchange. Yeah, he was right. Even though if Orhan says it, it's probably true because he looks like he lives, eats, breathes, sleeps crypto, skips work to trade futures and derivatives. He is our bot. Shout out to Orhan. Kind of wish he was here right now. Gotta miss Orhan when he's not here. Our favorite crypto bot. Horizon is the one. Yeah, it keeps bringing up. Yep, has to do with ETFs coming out. Very interesting. Has to do with ETFs coming out. I do remember now hearing about that. Zen since 2017. What happened? Why now? I think it was, I don't know, waiting for its day where people cared about privacy coins again. I mean, it's had a run here. $143 roughly the top. We could get the exact top. Exact top was $165.92, and it is down 92.7%. Since then, that was 4 years ago. The lowest low was 6 years ago at $3.26. So in the big scheme of things, it could be a good time to buy, but I have no idea. I'm not big on privacy coins, to be honest with you. Not so much because I think they're horrible or I think they're great. It's more of a matter of the fact, and they recently have moved to base, right? They weren't always on base, which could give some resurgence of popularity, a resurgence of relevancy that could be a really good move. But I'm not big on them because I don't really know which one's better than the next. And I mean, the regulators leaving crypto alone in the United States and stuff is kind of a new thing. Hasn't really been going on very long, and I don't think they're going to leave it alone forever. You know, they really made stable coins their priority, and I get it. It's how you basically spread out the debt to the rest of the world and make the rest of the world and anybody who holds US dollar, even if it's a digital version, a proponent or an extension of our debt. And that waters the debt down, and you could literally wipe away a lot of our deficit, right? So our debt, deficit, debt, same thing. El Cheeto says, this is why I came here. Raise that crypto IQ. Absolutely. And Fartknocker says, Cody. We're going to hop back into the topic of the day. I'm going to go too far from it, but we will definitely come back to those things. Hold that thought. So, Bittensor, right? And this is all about this big rundown that they have here. We're going to figure out what this means without having to spend the time to read all of that. So, core idea. Bittensor extends Bitcoin's concept of digital market. So they have a core concept they believe that Bitcoin was using, and they're extending it. They're borrowing it. While Bitcoin created a market for computational proof of work, Bittensor allows anyone to create subnets for digital commodities like compute, storage, data, and ultimately intelligence. Each market operates under a unified token, TAO, and interacts through Bittensor's blockchain, forming a connected ecosystem of decentralized resources. So we are taking all the information that we already went over and then probably adding even more to it. So we're getting even more technical. So if you thought that what we read before raised your crypto IQ, better buckle up, put a helmet on. So market as a language. Developers can write new decentralized markets in any programming language, Python, Rust, or C++, without needing a custom blockchain, right? So they can write in multiple languages. I imagine that would be useful if you're a developer, and developers, I'm sure, all develop in different languages. And not just like, Chinese or English, but like coding languages for anybody who doesn't understand that. UMA consensus, right? So here we're talking about the consensus. Bittensor's unique mechanism for aligning incentives and achieving probabilistic consensus around outputs with AI model performance. YC functions as the network's CPU, enabling flexibility, data-heavy validation off-chain. I just realized that Lindsay Lenz was here. She'd probably really enjoy this stuff. Horizontal. I like that better. Let's go with that. Horizontal scalability. Each subnet operates independently but is connected to the same TAO economy. Scaling horizontally. Why do I want to say horizontally? Is that even a word? Somebody look that up. Scaling horizontally across infinite resource types. Last time I was really into crypto was around Celsius time. Okay. That definitely is a very specific time. Celsius. Well, RIP to Celsius, right? And that's the same time a lot of stuff went down. Similarities, right? Both reward contributors via open incentive-based markets and are censorship resistant, permissionless, and decentralized. The difference, Bitcoin's product is useless hashes used for security. Bittensor's products are useful commodities, computation, storage, and intelligence, creating real-world value. Now, think about how much on this channel I have mentioned that computation, storage, swarm, and all kinds of different things are what AI really needs to run and operate on the level that everybody is trying to push it towards. So there you can already see where the value in Bittensor is. The value is glaring, right? It is staring you right in the face. There is a ton of value in the long run. That doesn't mean this thing is gonna 10x from here in this cycle. Certainly don't think that's gonna happen. LOL, it could be a word. In my opinion, if somebody says something and you understand what they're saying, it's a word. People who argue over what's a word and what's not a word, I don't think understand the, not saying that anybody was doing that, but I don't think they understand the way that words have developed and come about. Why it matters. For developers, a platform to design open, incentive-driven systems, AI, storage, data, compute, and monetize innovation without building a new blockchain, right? So for developers, they can come on, they can build things, and they don't have to go through the all the strain of actually building a completely new blockchain. For business, access to decentralized AI infrastructure rivals big tech. Huge takeaway. It could be the reason why this does crazy numbers in the future. It could be the reason why it does nothing in the numbers, right? It's just a matter of how well big tech is able to keep them down so that they can dominate them, or vice versa. Compute, storage, and intelligence, all within one token economy. And of course, for humanity, you get the feel goods here: preventing centralization of AI power, distributing control, access, and ownership of machine intelligence globally. So ethical and philosophical vision. Here we go. Everybody have your helmets ready. Bittensor merges technology processes with humanistic ideals. Open market to open ownership. Like open source software, Bittensor gives control away, ensuring innovation and alignment with humanity's collective good. So the real philosophical thing here is that when you make things open source, right, and you make anybody able to get stuff, you are going to get innovation, right? Because everybody is allowed to get on board. It's not gate kept to where only a small group of people can actually use it. And if they can use it, they can innovate on it. That's the idea. Decentralized intelligence ensures AI benefits are shared by everyone, not monopolized by a few corporations. It's the David and Goliath story here. Bitcoin meets AI, a synthesis of decentralized finance and decentralized intelligence, building supercomputers through open market. We have seen a lot of things talk about supercomputers, right? We have Bless being one of the most recent projects, and we've talked about things like Grass, or I think it was 375 AI is another one that's very new. All right. Conclusion. Bittensor represents a paradigm shift, transforming the internet's most powerful resources into open, democratic, and incentive-aligned markets. It aims to ensure that the intelligence revolution is bottom up. They use this term a lot, right? The intelligence revolution is bottom up. I've seen that a bunch. Empowering individuals and communities rather than central authorities. And then I told it that I wanted it to give me like the key websites, right? Because like, where's a swap? How do I buy a subnet, right? Is that even a thing? Can I buy a subnet? Do they have individual coins? We were on one website at one point where we were looking at all of the different subnets. So let's see what we got. The official website, we know about that. Documentation and developer documents. We don't want to know. Well, we do, but we don't actually want to read them. Subnet guide. How subnets work. We've gone over that enough. I don't think we need that. Dynamic TAO tokenomics. Explaining the recent dynamic TAO upgrade. That seems saucy. Let's take a look at that. Okay. It doesn't look fun at all. What to expect with dynamic TAO, right? So they've switched to dynamic TAO. This is interesting. Most operations will remain unchanged, including the main workflow for miners, registering on subnet, validators setting weights on miners. Simply update the Bittensor SDK and or BTCLI. I'm sure all of you are following along, and you will be prepared to work with dynamic TAO, enabling Bittensor test network. All right. Is this thing live or is it still in testnet? That just made me wonder that. It's got to be live, right? It's crazy. I was playing guitar earlier so much. The tip of my finger hurts when I literally like scroll the little wheel up and down. It's wild. That wasn't really what I was looking for, but very interesting. So there's a dynamic TAO upgrade. We got a little information if anybody even understood what it meant. So analytic, block explorer, right? These were some of the actual subnets. Market and subnet ranking. TAO market cap. What is this? I noticed all of the chat slowed down. Everybody fell asleep. Okay, so this looks like something we were looking at the other day. So at least here we're getting to see all of the different subnets. Let's zoom it in because it's too small. So you have root and chutes and ridges and tarragon. Tarragon's one that we saw a lot. So they're in line. Oh, wait. No, they're not in line by market cap. 24-hour volume. There. Okay. They are in line by market cap. So root has $3.9 billion in it. So this seems to be the big one here. And that is SN0. So you can see that all of these, SN obviously stands for subnet, right? Subnet. And then they have a number assigned to them. Only a super techie person would have thought of that categorization system, right? Subnet 64 makes me think of Nintendo 64. Did you guys need to know that? Nah. El Cheeto says, nah, locked in. Love it. Pump up the chat, guys, who's not in America or Canada. There you go. So, anyway, subnet is what SN, I'm sure, stands for. I haven't verified that, but let's just go say I have a hunch. And then it's assigned numbers. So, subnet 0, also known as root, that makes sense, a lot of sense, has $3.9 billion in it. But what the heck is subnet 0? So there's staking. Do you stake TAO with it? Do you like stake TAO in the subnet, or do you actually buy root? I don't know. And nothing is loading on it, so we're really never going to know. Oh man, all of this stuff. So these are different accounts. Swap stake limit, removing stake, adding to stake. I mean, these were all literally minutes ago. I mean, this last couple ones were like literally a couple of minutes ago. Very interesting. What was I really looking for here? I don't know. I was hoping to know how to buy. So when you try to connect a wallet, Ledger hardware, they don't mean like Ledger, the cold storage wallet, right? They mean something else, I'm sure. How do we buy them? SN0, stake TAO. So it looks like SN0, subnet 0 is very much about staking TAO. That makes a lot of sense, actually, being, you know, root or 0. Hey, crypto keeps going to Morocco. Good for you, man. Archangel Tron says, I'm here listening and working. Awesome. I appreciate you still tuning in even when you're busy. Hopefully it's still helping. Crypto keep inviting everybody to Morocco with him, I think. I think that's what that was about. So yeah, there's all of these things. We could really go into each one of them. But before we even do something like that, I just want to know where I can buy them. How to buy. Okay, so here is the sauce everybody has been waiting for. So how to buy TAO. Okay, no. Sorry, start over. First, you want to buy TAO on a centralized exchange. For example, Kraken, like how they're supporting Kraken. Then swap to another exchange, or swap or exchange TAO, right? I think you need to go somewhere else in order to do that. You're not going to do that on Kraken, I don't think. And this is swap space, right? So let's say that I wanted to go from TAO. Why did it say I had like 27 something TAO? Okay, never mind. That's not what it was saying. And I want S in 0? No, okay, that's not a real thing. So how do we actually buy anything here? You got 10 set, 1 cat, 2 moon, 3 bulls. This is ridiculous. Ave. Okay, but I only want stuff on Bittensor. So let me find like a normal thing, because we saw the other day there was a few of these and they were all like, were they trending or were they top gainers? I don't remember. But like, if I want the contract address for this, what do I do? What do I do? One cat, two bulls, exactly. Red fish, blue fish. Oh, man. I need something to drink. All right, I was hoping to find a contract address or something. How do I buy these? This is real crypto deep dive research on the fly, with everybody staring at me while I really don't know what I'm doing. It says copy. What did I just copy? Owner 4. Can I paste that over here? Paste. Not found. Isn't this literally where it said I could go to buy this stuff? All right, let's back up. What did it actually say? Swap exchange TAO via sites like this. Swap and exchange it for what? Buying, staking subnet tokens. The documentation explains how you can stake TAO into subnets in exchange for subnet alpha tokens. Okay, see, this is kind of what I thought it was. So you get TAO, and then you actually stake that TAO to get what they consider to be alpha tokens, which has its own market value. Basically, you stake the TAO to get tokens. Is basically how you get the tokens, or is it how you buy the tokens? Do you get them over time, like a staking reward, or do they like give you a direct correlation in value? Don't know. It is a good question. We're watching you underground. Yeah, exactly. I hope so. I hope everybody's watching me. An article on how you can buy subnet tokens. Okay, so that kind of clarifies it up, right? So you're going, I don't know what this swap is about, right? Swap or exchange TAO via sites like this. Oh, okay, so I don't even know. Buy TAO. If you, okay, I get it. So there are different options, right? So you could buy TAO on a centralized exchange and then just go and stake it. Or I'm sure you probably, if you bought it on Kraken or on Coinbase or something, you probably have to send it to maybe a different wallet. I don't know. You might be able to do it straight out of those wallets. It just matters if it's on chain, right? If it's not on chain, you're going to need to swap it to something that is on chain. Anyways, from there, then you go. And I assume that this website here, wherever we were before, not this one, there was staking stuff going on. Let's go back. What even is this? What is this website? This is taomarketcap.com. So let's go to like root and go to stakers, or no, we want to go to staking, but we want to get in. Like we want to actually stake. Well, you would have to connect a wallet first, obviously. That's what I'm saying. Like, just because you have a wallet on Coinbase, I don't see how it would let you connect because it's not built into your ledger or anything. It seems like you would need another wallet that's built into your web browser in some manner or some way, or an app on your computer, whatever. Then you would have to send that TAO from your wallet to this wallet and then connect it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they built that in. Not something I've really ever done from Coinbase, especially as far as TAO goes. Said stake your TAO anytime, anywhere on the Kraken mobile app or on the wallet. So, Blues guy, are you telling me that on Kraken I could get root 0? Like I could stake TAO? Because of course you can stake TAO, right? Like you can stake TAO with an exchange and they're going to give you probably a percentage. I'm not saying that they all do that, but I'm not surprised that they will hold your token and give you some kind of APY. I'm talking about native on-chain staking that actually gives you the subnet token or an alpha token as collateral or APY or something of that. That's what I'm trying to figure out here. Okay, so he says you can. All right, I guess we're going over to Kraken now, huh? So buy Bittensor. I'm not gonna obviously sign in. I don't actually use Kraken at all. Surprisingly, Kraken is where I tried to buy Bitcoin for 50 cents a long time ago, and I couldn't figure it out, and I've just kind of not liked them ever since then. Even though I guarantee you it was 100% my fault. Guarantee it. Where is staking? It's probably under earn because that would make sense. Stake crypto. Start staking. So first, your TAO stake goes into the subnet TAO reserve of its automated money maker pool. Then the subnet AMM pool algorithm uses the latest exchange rate and calculates the equivalent of units of A for TAO that was just added to TAO reserve side validator hotkey. But what does it kick you out as far as an actual coin? It's not going to let me do any of this without actually being logged in. But the whole point is you want to end the final result in getting the actual token from the subnet that you want, not just like, I don't know, more TAO or USDC or something like that. I'm pretty sure you understood what I meant, right? So here's some tips and warnings. Make sure you use the official links to avoid phishing. Okay, of course. Subnets alpha involve additional complexities and risks. You exchange TAO for subnet alphas, and value can fluctuate based on alpha to TAO reserve ratios. Liquidity for some subnets may be limited. Many articles caution that buying subnet tokens is not easy as grabbing stuff off Uniswap. Yeah, I would imagine that it's not. And a lot of them are probably really small. But if this thing heats up, it could be a good place to get some long-term potential. If I was going to buy any subnets or anything like that, I would probably stick to the ones that are higher in the rank, and I would want to hold them for probably a long time. Wouldn't even consider them a part of the 4-year cycle. Anyways, we covered a lot of stuff, right? We really did cover a lot of stuff here. We're rolling into that second hour of streaming. How's everybody feeling? Is everybody glad they came to the stream tonight? All staking is done on chain, and TAO stats does not get your seed phrase or wallet credentials. Well, I hope not, for sure, because that wouldn't be good. Not your keys, not your wallet. And let's kill a bunch of the things that we don't need. Hey, look, it's Dark Star. Anyways, we talked about if Horizon, managed to move even half of this market cap, it would be big moves. I don't know. To me, looking at it, Horizon looks like the best privacy coin play. But, of course, we haven't really seen it move yet, right? And then we were about to talk about River, and we had it. Wait, did Blues Guy say he works in the oil fields? So he works in the oil fields as a welder? I guess that makes sense with the 12-hour shifts. Your honest thoughts on Zen? It's what? The lower... If you're going to take the more significant privacy coins, it's in the lower echelons and has the most upside potential, I think. I didn't exactly go compare it to every privacy coin. That would be a different stream for sure. I don't really have a lot of thoughts. I like that it's rebranded and gone to base. Seems like that makes it more new and relevant than a lot of the other privacy coins that have been around for a long time. I don't know. I don't really have a really good answer for Horizon at this point. Said yes, oil. Oh, wow. Nice. I knew you were welding. I didn't know what kind of welding you were doing. I just kind of assumed it was like in manufacturing or something like that. So, River. Up 156% in the max chart from September 22nd, 2025 at 104 million market cap, $5 where it's resting currently. Ethereum base and BNB chain contract addresses. So let's see what their Twitter got. I know we went over this the other day, but I like kind of vaguely remember it. River is building a chain abstraction. That's right. We talked about wallet abstraction one day. Anybody remember that? River is building a chain abstraction stable coin system that connects assets, liquidity, and yield across multiple chains. So, of course, it is DeFi, decentralized finance. Okay, I don't want to go to the link tree. I want to go to the actual website. Totally forgot to look at how many followers they had. Let's do that. 146.8 thousand followers. Nice. The only category they have is chain abstraction. What other coins have chain abstraction? Okay, so there are quite a few of them. Chainlink and Near. And of course the monumental failure that is Zeta. Finally gave up on Zeta. It's what I bought my $5 worth of. I never bought a lot of it. I bought like, I don't know, $30 worth of it. It went down to being worth $5. I swapped it into Binanceans. And I didn't think that was really going to do much either. But it was a shot. I could have got my $30 back if I would have sold it. River Crypto can refer to two different things. River.com, US-based Bitcoin only. Yeah, it's not that one. Or River Token, which is a cross-chain stablecoin. I'm pretty sure that's the one we're talking about here. And what does their website look like? Yeah, chain abstraction stablecoin system. So it'd be the latter, right? It'd be the second one, Blues guy. Connect every asset to its opportunity. Launch the app. Send it. River, a chain abstraction stablecoin system powered by Omni CDP protocol. The Blues guy. I'll visit you, have a beer with you. I might go Megala. I might go to Malaga. I don't know. Sometime next year. I'd love to drive up like I did with my friends a couple years ago. Cool. Crypto keep just going everywhere. He's making a lot of money in crypto. I'm just making that up. I don't actually know. Anyways, this is a decentralized finance type of thing. They got bridges and staking. They even have fun. If you connect your Twitter, then you can have fun. Airdrops. River points airdrops. Everybody's got all these airdrops and things that you can do nowadays. How many people are actually doing them? I'm sure some are. You have like a light mode and a pro mode. So light is just basically like a swap, right? You can mint SAT USDT. So it's a mint, not a swap. Swap's over here. Very interesting. At least it's very Web3. Actually has a Web3 product. I like to see that. And it has a tiny market cap. Only 104 million. I do like to see that. Again, it was Ethereum, Base, and BNB. When is Base blockchain going to heat up? What is everybody's thoughts on the fact that Base blockchain really like brands itself like it's its own blockchain, but it's really just a layer 2 on Ethereum? Don't get me wrong, I don't know that that really matters much. And we will switch into the me sitting down mode of this stream. So give me 1 second, I'll switch the camera. Man, it feels great to sit down. All right, mic's still working. Got to update the window capture. Cool. There we are. All right, everybody. And we're back. Can kind of move me over a little bit. I don't know where I'm supposed to be. It's a little bit better. All right. What's going on here in the chat? The blues guy, I'll bring my guitar as well. Nice. You'll have a full band. Make some music, put it in the Discord. All the beautiful Tartarian buildings. Hey, I want to see that. Definitely take some pictures of that. Trade Intuition still with us. How did Trade Intuition get the #1 for chat? Who had #1 must have left. I'm assuming that's how that happened. Somebody definitely had #1 earlier. Yeah, it was that one guy. That one guy left? Oh well. Guess it happens. We do have really long streams, so it is what it is. AI Companion up 18%. That thing could do some numbers, just in not a good way. Manifest has been inactive and is deactivated. You may find the top currencies below. I don't know what Manifest is, so I'm not going to worry about it. Getting ready to call it a night. All right, Trade Intuition, we appreciate you being here. Who knows what time it is where you are. Ape and Pepe. So we had Ape yesterday. Now we have Ape and Pepe. Hilarious that Ape coin that just decided they were just going to put like a full Ape documentary on their website and just like, that's the coin. This is what it is. That was hilarious. How about that Crack Rock? Man, if you missed the Crack Rock project that we went over yesterday, that was hysterical. I was laughing at that when I was going to sleep. A race for first place, right? He got chatty. LOL, I'm playing poker. Okay. Been a long day, and I got to wake up early. Good night, everyone. All right. Thanks for joining us. Says it's 10 p.m. where he is. Oh, same time it is where I am. Gotcha. You must live on New York time. So good night. Good night. Have a good one. As we welcome you in, we also will welcome you out. Such a great community. And look at this. One of the top losers of the day is Tarragon, which is a subnet 4. Right? That's what we were literally just talking about. Do we have any subnets that are actually top gainers? That's kind of what started this whole thing here. No, any other subnets top losers? Yeah. Gradient, subnet 56. Zero Base, a top loser. Just talking about that. Hopefully Anoma is not in the top losers. All right, good. Anoma is not in the top losers. Let's go look at Anoma. Crypto Keep wants me to look into Epic Chain. Yeah, we could take a look at that in a minute. I just want to peek at Anoma. Nothing crazy. We've been over it plenty on the channel. Just see what it did in the last 24 hours. Pretty much lost everything it had gained. It had this nice pump here, and it gave pretty much all of it back. Still a higher low, though. Until it's not. This was a nice higher low, and then this is not a higher low than that low. It really depends on which low you're talking about, right? That low or that low. All right, we will talk about Epic. Epic Chain. I want to say I feel like we've been over it, but we've pretty much been over most things at this point, so I could probably stop saying that. So only 26.1 million in market cap in the last 24 hours. It's taken a dump, not surprising. All of crypto did that. And you're basically back to your early July prices here at 79 cents. You're not far from that. Epic Chain, and he's given us a little introduction there. It's on the ETH blockchain, ETH blockchain, not the Ethereum blockchain, the ETH blockchain. A smart contract, a layer 2, real world asset, and a real world asset protocol. Let's go to their website. The world's fastest growing RWA ecosystem. Got to hit this water. That hollowness starting to set in. For global compliant financial solution. Oh, that looks interesting. Yep, built to integrate with the XRP Ledger ecosystem. And yeah, starting to see some things kick up with the XRP ecosystem. There's been a few projects. Yeah, you try to launch the app and it just says soon. It's like when somebody just like shushes you and puts their finger on your lips. It's like shh, soon, not right now, soon. Don't worry about it. Epic is building the first RWA superstructure, and I'm not saying people do that to me at all. It's hilarious. It's a small market cap. Yeah, it is. It looks interesting, though. I'm not trying to put it down. I really don't know a lot about it. I like the XRP narrative. Haven't really seen a lot of XRP stuff do well. Like, what's a project on the XRP ledger that has gotten popularity? Maybe we could go look at that. I could sidetrack us so fast. Let me finish what we're doing, right? Every RWA market on one platform. So they're just trying to put all the RWA different products and stuff, markets, on one platform. And that would be tokenized bonds, tokenized equities, treasury bills, asset-backed securities, money market fund, and more. Also more. All right, all right. We got consumers and collectibles. All kinds of stuff. There's so many RWA projects. It would be cool to bring them all into one place. That would make a lot of sense. Epic One. What is Epic One? Like a credit card? Earn $184? Is that for real? Oh, man. All right, we're back. I don't know what happened. It disconnected for a second. Yeah, Blues Guy says I'm so sold on it. That one guy said laugh my ass off. Yeah, exactly. Hey, look, you're number one again. I like 8% is pretty good. Is that sustainable, though? They're going to give you $184 in XRP back for spending $2,000. About to be paying all my bills in this right now. Be racking it up. Just get this card and pay all your bills in it. That is not financial advice. Somebody said, oh man, he just gave me financial. No, I did not. I said, hypothetically, you could do that if you wanted to. I don't know where I was going with that. All right, and that is Epic. It looks pretty cool. Definitely want to keep on the radar. How long has it been around? Since March 12th, 2025? Not that long. I mean, it had this nice pump, and it gave it like pretty much all back. So it's rather, you know, going farther down or, yeah, I mean, is it going to put it all new low in, or is it going to bounce from there? Guess it depends on what the rest of the market does, right? 26.1 million. But what I wanted to look at was, let's see, XRP, I don't know what, ecosystem? They gotta have an ecosystem. XRP Ledger ecosystem. Or do you want XRP LEVM ecosystem? We'll just go with the regular ecosystem. Of course, XRP, number one. That's not surprising. RLUSD, of course. I'm trying to find like a real project, though. Not a stable coin. Corium has $58 million in it. Oh, Epic Chain. Literally, like, look at that. Look at that. I mean, Epic Chain is already one of the biggest. And this just kind of shows you, though, like, does anybody else think it's a little sad that there are no real big projects on the XRP ledger? And why would that be? You know, everybody talks about how XRP is kind of the future of moving money around and stuff, but like what? Nobody wants to build on it? Sologenics, previously named Solo Coin, 88.5 mil. Had this huge pump at one point. When was that? Oh, they're not going to let us know. I love when they do that. Oh, well, we'll get the exact top here. $6.55 was 4 years ago. So the top of last cycle, basically. Been around since March 5th, 2020. Man, it done very little since then. And I mean, I think this is a good reflection, this flat line of everything on the XRPL ledger during that bear market that time. Remember, XRP wasn't doing so great during this time either. So you can kind of see how that correlates. What is it, though? Decentralized exchange. It's a DEX. Has wallets. Exchange-based token. So it has its own token. That's what you're looking at. But Solo Coin would have been. Advanced tokenization solutions for institutions. So they're catering this institutions. You got Fireblocks, which was that one coin that was going to get $10 billion from, I don't know, it was stupid. But I don't see that coin trending anymore. Unlock the potential of digital assets with tokenization. Okay. Standard stuff there. So they're really catering to institutions. I mean, that makes sense for XRP. Still a tiny market cap. I don't know if they ever got any institutional attention. But I do like that Epic Chain is already up there, right? 26 million, this seems so small to me to be, you know, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th biggest coin in the XRPL ledger. And it already, and you're talking about against things like RLUSD and USDC. Oh man. Blues Guy says Binanceans, my $600 became 17. Ouch, bro. Yeah, you went hard on that. I hope next time you don't go so hard on such a small coin. That's why I bought like $5 worth of it. And you were up too at one point. It's always hard to know when to take project. Phoenix, I do own some of that somewhere in a wallet that I can't seem to get into. The loveliness of Telegram XRPL wallet that just, I don't know, forgot to care about my wallet and now doesn't want to let me into it or something. I don't know. I think he means $17 CryptoKeep. Anyways, not a lot to see here on these XRPL tokens. Where's my token? My favorite XRP Turbo. It's gonna do something one day. No, it's probably not gonna do anything anytime soon. Did we pass XRPH? Got to take the lid off the water to drink it. Who would have thought? Says I made some really bad calls, you know, like so bad. Hey, it happens, man. It's a cost of intuition in crypto, right? It's not a worthless endeavor unless you give up, in my opinion. So do they not consider XRPH? What is going on? All right, we got to look this up. Is it in the other one, like the EVM? Okay, they definitely have it on here. Oh, they don't. That's right. I don't know why they do this on CoinGecko, but they act like they don't know the market cap for XRPH. Just another random token. It 10x'd at one point. I didn't sell it like a dummy. Should have sold it. Trying to really hold things long term for the top of the market. I figured everything would probably be up a little more at the top of the market. Who knows? Who knows? At this point, we have such little time that I almost hope we have an elongated cycle to give us more time to actually pump these things up to a more reasonable number. And it is that time of the show where we gamble our free dollar of the day. El Cheeto, that's right. Never surrender. Gotta have heart, gotta have spirit. Wow, I have to wait 2 minutes. So I guess we do something else. Yeah, that game is addicting. Sure is. What do we do though? Do we do the like challenge, or do we actually do like the regular adventure? I'm on stake poker right now. That's hilarious. Good job. You knew you were ahead of the curve here. Hopefully it already put that on. Did it not put this thing on? Where does that thing go? Alright, I thought this thing auto-equipped everything. Are you telling me this thing doesn't auto-equip? Alright, I don't have time to look at everything and compare them. That could take forever. I'm sure our 2 minutes is up. Nope, it's only been 1 minute. Time just dragging by. Just want to bring this up. Crypto Keep says he is down 90% on stable, and I'm still holding for now, as I don't have a choice. Yeah, I invested a good amount, but we always learn in crypto. But no worries, you'll get it back. Hey, and I can't tell you how many times I've held things for insane amounts of time, and they always, not always for everything, but almost everything always got out at some point, right? We're just killing a minute before we can spend our free dollar. Said I overinvested. I went crazy overboard too early. Yeah, you really gotta. I feel like more and more, I lean more to like reading the market for where it is, and maybe looking to take a little quicker profits. For a long time, my motto was I didn't want to sell so early. I wanted to hold it longer so I could pay less taxes on it. But at some point, it doesn't really matter, and I probably would have made a lot more money if I would have just sold the stuff, right? And moved on. So we're going to pick a different game because this game really sucks. It did us dirty again. But I don't really like a lot of these other games either. So I don't know. Put you in a pickle there. I don't know. What does it say the more popular games are? No, I don't care about who's publisher, older, popular in the last 7 days. Le Cowboy. We only got 5 spins, so it doesn't really matter what we do here. Oh, Orhan in the building. Orhan just woke up. Somebody fired up the computer. The bot is alive. Yeah, see, you always got to turn the play amount. They try to cook you. Wait, you can play 5 cents? Yo, that's dope. Let's get it. I've never seen something you could play 5 cents on. Le Cowboy, Orhan. I like it. I don't remember telling this thing to auto spin, but I guess. Can we get back above $1? This is crypto because it's on stake.com, right? And I can cash out in XRP. If you like gambling with your XRP, then know that I have a link to this. I have my link to this in the description. In the description, there's a link to stake.com. If you decide you're going to do some of this stuff, I would appreciate if you use it. I absolutely, honestly do not play this to try to get you to click on my my link. I would do this anyways. I spend the free dollar daily anyway. and I figured that it would be fun to do on stream while we're trying to kill some time. But if you decide you're going to do it and you use it, it's greatly appreciated. I don't even know what they give me for it. I have no idea. We'll see when somebody actually uses it. I like when we start playing slots, like a couple people just hop in, right? We're playing 5-cent slots and we're getting cooked. Maybe we should have played bigger slots. Oh, what does that do? What is going on? 5-1. That was cool. Oh man, it is lagging. I hate that it's lagging so much. Did we do good? What is even going on? I've never played this, so I have absolutely no idea what's going on. Oh, we got a big win of $2.26. Can we do it again? All right, let's run another 10. Let's see what happens. I mean, we're up. A little double up. Never hurt nobody. Big dollars, yo. I know we're playing 5-cent plays too, right? This could go on for a while. I've never seen a game that let you bet 5 cents before. So this might be my new favorite game. What does FS do? Oh, it's the feature, huh? Le Cowboy Orphan. We're going up to 10 cents. We're betting big, guys. We're betting big. Fetty, yeah, exactly. With the WAP. Oh, snap. We got 20 cents? Cooking. Overall, I don't think we're doing very well. Come on. Nothing. I want to hit that feature. That feature would be sick just because I've never seen it. Crypto Keep says, it's always a pleasure, guys. I got to go, but I'll catch you later. All right, man. You have a good night. Thanks for stopping in, hanging out. Can we get back to where we were? Can we get back above $2? Or are we cooked? Man, we don't got a lot of spins left. We're not going to survive 10 more spins here unless they give us something. It's finna be over. Can we hit that feature? That's what we really need. Oh. So there's a chance. Come on, just hit it already. Dang. That was a lot of opportunities to hit that feature. And it just didn't want to give it to us. Come on. Teasing us with the feature, but it's not happening, I guess. One last spin. Oh my goodness. Yo, on the last spin. I know it's laggy, guys. I do apologize. Alright, you won 10 free spins. This bonus keeps the base game mechanics with an increased chance of trigger revolution cylinders. Do you want to continue with 10 free spins or take a chance to enter the trial of trickery? bonus or win an amount prize. Let's take a chance, right? How do we not take a chance? Man, it did us dirty. Maybe not. Maybe it didn't do us dirty. Exactly. This is all because Blues Guy sent his love. I low-key feel like we should have gone with the other option, but what can I say? Right, Blues Guy? A little bit. I like that the music changed. I'm sure you guys can't hear the music. I don't have the music routed in the right direction anymore. Gotta reroute it. Come on, let's do the feature again so that we can do the other one. Can we get lucky enough to hit that feature twice? Let's go feature. Garden Warrior is sending green vibes from the garden. We need all of them. We need all the love and vibes and green that we can get here. Honestly, for a free dollar, I think we got a lot out of it. Even if we don't get anywhere, we got a lot of spins out of it. Dang, it was close to that feature again. Or you think you're close. Cooked. Done. Out of funds. Yeah, it is what it is. Well, that was fun. It was fun, but we're out of funds. And what's Crypto Bubbles looking like on the daily? CoAI is only up 33% now. The hourly says things, the altcoins are turning a little more green, definitely than when we started the stream. But what is the price of Bitcoin? 108.5. Okay. Who knows what's going to happen? It would still be a higher low right now, right? We'll get them next time, boys. We'll get them next time. We don't need the max chart. What do they have the max chart to? 2013. It's epic. Still a higher low there. 108, 177 versus 107, 600. All right, all right. There we go. Blues Guy says he started fasting yesterday. I'm tagging along with you. All right, man. You're in it. We're in it to win it. 1 minute struggling on the 200 for BTC. Yeah, I don't doubt it. And that rolls us right into 2.5 hours, everybody. Was a great stream. I'm going to rest up for this fact that I feel hollow. I have a ton of energy, but like, if you've never fasted before, I don't have to jump right off, but if you've never fasted before, it's like, especially if you really have never really done it before, you get to like 2 days or 3 days and like your body, it won't even be like your mind freaking out. Your body will just panic like for a split second, and then you'll just feel really hollow, and your mind will just be like, oh my God, you haven't eaten, and it'll like panic, and you have to like be like, it's fine. People have done this many a times. You're going to be okay. You know, kind of like how you have to talk yourself down from like a psychedelic or something like that. It's trippy. Some people are going to understand that. Some people are not going to understand that. But even though you get a ton of energy and stuff, sometimes it'll just hit you. Just be like, I feel super empty right now. Bets on, I say it's going. I'm long now, 50x. All right, that one guy, he's in. If you have any pain, physical, emotional, yeah, fast. Yeah. I agree, but it's not medical advice. That's my personal opinion. That is what I like to do. It was perfect because I had just had like that sinus inflammation, stuffiness or whatever. and it just made a lot of sense to fast. Just got over, I don't even know, like I said a million times, I guess I have a cold, or had a cold last week or whatever. Maybe I'm just in denial, but I don't know. It wasn't like any cold that I would ever worry about. Just was a lot of like stuffiness with the season change here. Yeah, animals never eat when they get sick. Yeah, I don't know about never, but most of the time they don't. Good show, Underground and team. I totally get the fasting vibe. I intermittent fast, every day. I get that feeling around 3 p.m. when I eat. Yeah, and I do a ton of intermittent fasting on a regular basis. I don't even try to. I just really, I hate eating when I wake up for a long time, and it'll be lunch and past lunch before I ever actually feel like eating. I don't know. One school of thought will tell you that hurts your metabolism. And I think there is some truth to it. So I've been kind of forcing myself for a while to eat in the morning. Something simple like 2 eggs on a piece of toast or something like that. And that Dave's bread toast too, not even like regular toast. Just to like get my metabolism moving. It does seem to help, but you know. That one guy said, "What's that game?" Let me tell you. I assume you mean on stake since you were playing poker. Great seeing you. Thanks for your valuable input. It means millions. Hey. Are you talking to me? Or are you talking to somebody else? Mucus is number disease. I think he means number 1 disease. Yep. That Dr. Sebi. So let's go to what we were just playing recent. And that game is called Le Cowboy. L-E Cowboy. Le Orhan Cowboy. No, not stake. Oh, you're hilarious. It's Dark Star. I just thought maybe you meant stake because you were on stake playing poker. This is Dark Star. You can easily find it on CoinGecko. Just type in Dark Star. And click on the Dark Star. I don't think there's any other ones. It's been trending up in the last 7 days and in the month. It actually looks really good. But anyways, go to website and click Dark Star Center. And hit play now. And it'll take you through making a wallet that you'll forget that you ever did. And then you won't remember how to get your tokens. I had to log in the other day for like the first time since I made it. So that's when I realized that the wallet is some kind of wallet that they gave me or that associates with their ecosystem or whatever, but like I can't figure out how to go to just the wallet without being in the game, if that makes sense, right? Languages, I don't see anything in here, so that's something I still have to figure out. Let me know if anybody figures that out. But shout out, it says you can earn a minimum of $5. The other screen was on with the rocket. Yeah, exactly. Dark Star. It's pretty lit. Definitely addicting. The colors grab you. Dude, it's way too much fun for no reason. Like, fun in like a simple way, right? Like, this is not Call of Duty or anything like that. It's just fun in a simple way. And today we had such like a in-depth, IQ raising stream that, like, you got to reward yourself a little bit at the end of the stream and play some crypto video games. And again, it says we could win $5 a day minimum. I have no idea if I'm winning anything. I hope you guys figure that out, and I hope that I have a lot of money somewhere. Good $100 sitting somewhere would be nice. I don't even know if I need to really zoom around just to pick up all of this XP. Oh, I must have clicked the regular adventure. I haven't been playing the regular adventure. I've been playing the like daily challenge, because when you beat it, you unlock like 3 chests. And I don't even look at what I get. I just like the idea of getting the chests, I guess. This started off as like a not at all even slightly serious thing, but it worked good on stream. Like, it lags less than a lot of other stuff. So I kept playing it, and then I realized that I actually like playing it. Haven't used a little mouse though. I would rather use a computer. A computer. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm losing my mind. I'd much rather use a controller. Computer is nice though. Hilarious. Sometimes when you've been talking for hours, you just start getting delusional. It happens to me a lot at the end of the stream, honestly. We need all the XP. What's going on in the chat? I like that whenever I get an upgrade, I can stop for a second and read the chat. That also works really well. Liver expulse fatty in the AM. Yep, you're right, Blues Guy. From the moment you wake up to 4 hours. One should not be eaten as it turns into carbs. Fact, that's why most people aren't hungry. Hey, that makes perfect sense. I have heard that. It is pretty lit. Definitely addicting. Oh, yeah, the color grab. Yep, I can taste purple. That's hilarious. For sure, it reminds me of arcade with the joystick and 3 buttons. Yeah, right. Back to the good old days. Today, you did a great job deep diving as always. Kudos. Hey, I appreciate that. Oh, yeah, good old arcade. What was your favorite arcade game? Probably like Street Fighters, right? I liked a lot of the games where it was like you go to like a, you know, you like have to go through a dungeon or something of that nature where you could adventure with friends, right? It'd have like 4 or even sometimes 6 people and everybody could get in and then like everybody be playing. Everybody have to pick a character and you go through it. You'd be trying to hold it down while your friend found quarters to like revive himself. Those were the best. I was the Masty, never got beaten at track and field. Okay. Mortal Kombat. I love the old Midway games. Yeah, Mortal is amazing. Sub-Zero Finality. Jungle Hunt. I don't know if I ever played that one. The arcade version of this game, though, like, I'm not really sure if it ever ends. I think you have to, like, get killed at some point, right? I don't know if it really ever ends. What is going on? The aliens are coming. Oh, what does that do? Oh, it just destroys, like, a bunch of them. Kind of useful, except for it messed up my little escape algorithm there. Kind of like try to hit him in a certain way that I always have like a path out of there. Took me a while to subconsciously start doing that. Really the best thing is the magnet that like pulls all the XP to you. Of course, the money is nice when you get the money for the upgrades when you finally die. You could just like hop in here, grab some money, die on purpose, rinse and repeat. I don't think there's a limit to how many times you can do that. There is a limit to like how many times you can do the challenge for free every day, and then you have to like actually pay some of the like the little green gems they give you. This is part of the game, reminds me of Asteroids on Atari. I could see that. Space Invaders. I get Space Invader vibes. I like that little fireball. I don't know why I get it. I don't know if I bought it as an upgrade or what. Really wish that I could run a lot of these crypto games smoother. Man, I'd be streaming so much all the time. I'd have like 2 different probably communities, you know. I'd probably have like one community for the crypto research. I'd have the same channel. But I think some people would cross over and some people wouldn't, right? I've never seen this Space Cube range. Oh, it's just the range for the Space Cube. I've never seen that upgrade. Some things are definitely different in the arcade than the regular, especially like these little boxes you get with money in them and stuff. That's definitely different. says enemies are coming. The aliens are coming. Dang, I just got hit. I feel like they give you way more health though in this mode. The ones with the little like what are they, like barriers around them? Those things are hard to kill. That's what's doing all the damage. Yeah, I don't know what he means either, El Cheeto. But it seems like it takes way more XP to like level up. Ooh, what is that thing? Oh, snap. Well, that was a waste. The character, my bad, LOL. Raiden was talking about. Okay. That makes more sense. Definitely need this HP recovery. Then let's hit the damage for the stalkers. I really need more. Dang. Didn't get what I wanted. I need more of these blades that could run around. That's like my favorite thing. Because when you get all of them, and then like the final upgrade for them, you could just run through all of these guys. You ain't even got to be scared of them. Oh man, they locked me out of that. I really needed that. Finally hitting some bosses. I don't feel like I'm powerful enough to fight these bosses. I definitely have not got enough upgrades yet. I hope these bosses are weak. Damn. So many things on the board. How do you not hit everything? Is it even possible to play a perfect game here? Oh, more than halfway. Looks like we're going to survive this one. There is a little pause button up in the corner. I definitely could pause it if I wanted to, which is kind of nice. Ah, crap. Sometimes I'll get stuck. Wow, there's like a bunch of these things everywhere. Alright guys, well, I almost said goodbye and then I didn't. I will be getting off in a second. So if anybody's being held up for tonight, I love the dedication. I love the watch hours, but don't let me hold you up to the point where you guys, you know, get exhausted being here and then don't want to come here anymore. Definitely don't want that to happen. Damn, those little flyy things, they'd be killing me. Oh, just absolutely destroyed me. They really didn't do a lot of damage. I like the depth galaxy thing in the background. Like you said, colors. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. I mean, they definitely did a good job at making like a catchy game that you want to play. I need more of these spinning blades, and then I need the upgrade that like spins them faster. So one thing I like about the challenge mode is you upgrade way faster in the challenge mode because it has like a definitive end, you know what I mean? It doesn't just go on forever. All right, finally more blades. That's what I needed. Then you get like more damage, more duration. There is like a final upgrade to this thing. See when you get all the blades how much better it works? Getting like those magnets all the time. Usually those magnets are really hard to come by. Like, how do I destroy their like shields? It's a getaway from the Matrix, exactly. Bro, it's our chill place. Hey, thank you. Hey, thank you for a great stream. Orhan, yeah, definitely rewatch it. There's a lot of stuff we went over when it comes to Bittensor, that's for sure. Get away from the Matrix. That one guy wants congrats, first place. Oh, congratulating him for, well, yeah, when the other guy tuned out, he went back to first place. I like the fireball. I wish it would just continue going on forever. And I could just follow behind it and collect all the XP. Since, like, there's no border, it doesn't seem like, right? It just, like, continually generates forever. The one thing, though, is I don't seem to take much damage when I actually get hit, which is kind of nice. But again, it feels like this could maybe possibly go on forever. Ah, there it is. Give me that. More blades. More cowbell. Dang, so many of these magnets. Usually those magnets, I'd be searching for them forever and I can never seem to find them. Now it's just like every couple of seconds I'm finding these magnets. I did not mean to get that one again. That was not useful. You gotta wait until you kind of rack up some XP laying around before you get those magnets. What is even going on? Dang, that's a terrible time for my, like, thing to turn off. Ah, crap. I left clicked and it destroyed me. Tons of XP though. Right, we're all locked in. Darkstar, I'm gonna be locked back in with y'all. I was going through it since the crash, but I'm back feeling great today. Hey, I'm glad to hear that, man. I did wonder where you were because I would see you every once in a while over on Lifer's channel. So it's good to know that, you know, whatever happened during the crash has passed and you're ready to move forward from it. It happens to all of us too. You know, I think I speak for kind of everybody who's the core members here of this community. You know, we'll always support you and do our best to help you see the bright side and that it's not over and all of that fun stuff. Because I think everybody here has pretty much been in that situation at some point. It feels that way. And that's just really just being in crypto, right? I will never surrender. Exactly. And you can always message me, you know, DM me on Discord for sure. You could email me, but I don't recommend it because I'll probably never see it. Probably need to go check my emails. There's probably sponsors waiting in there. I don't know. It's about time we get a channel sponsor, though, right? We need a sponsor. I don't know. I'm probably still too small to get many sponsors' attention. But we will see. Dang, all of these ones getting shields. I don't know what I'm supposed to do when they all have a shield. Dang, getting cooked. At this point, I'm just searching for like these little packages of money. I gotta be loaded by now. Game goes too fast though for me to like ever actually look at how much money I have. Oh, there's some more money. With the little shields, there's like nothing you can do to them. Take no damage. What did I say? Never surrender. I was grinding so hard and got cooked. It was a huge SWE trade. Well, big for me. Yeah, I hear you. What's big is always relevant to the person. Everything is a song for me. Underground is the man. Hey, I appreciate that. Always don't say that, Underground. What did I say? I don't even know what I said. Oh, I'm not too small. I meant for maybe somebody looking at the channel. They just look at metrics, right? A lot of the people who do the sponsoring and stuff, they don't really look at the content or quality. They just look at how many, you know, views you get, stuff like that. But I appreciate you saying that. I don't actually think I'm too small. exactly where I need to be. Exactly. I believe in that. Always someone in the Discord to talk to if you need to, bro. Yeah, there's always seems to be somebody up in the Discord. And if you just feel like hopping into the Discord and being a part of things, there's always something going on in there. I will build generational wealth. Yes. There you go. I like that affirmation. That is the spirit. That is the inner Jim Rohn right there. Is this the final boss? This looks a lot like... No, it's not the final boss. I don't know if this arcade has an end. I've never played it long enough to see if it had an end or not. Whatever the health regeneration is, it never feels like it happens fast enough. Just barely dodge that. Dang, I walked right into that thing. And that punch. I be getting lost in the corners though. I don't even know where my character is half the time. Bro, I'm getting beat up. Ran into that. Why can't I just have a joystick? Just give me a controller. I would crush this thing if I had a controller. Dang, he got me good with that. Yo, what's going on? Crap. So many things. Oh, wow, we did it. No. I need that health. I need that health and all that XP. Dates and butter, man. I really got to try that. I've been locked in since Lifer streamed this AM. Nice, man. I've taken plenty of hard hits before and had to get back up off the ground, so I certainly know how that goes. Free Falling by Tom Petty. Or Free Falling. Hilarious. There you go, coming in. Yeah, I know Orhan would have some opinions about that. Just give a control over you. Exactly. Love the lifers. Exactly. Guys are fighting for the controller. Well, I'm going to go ahead and hop off. Everybody have a great night. Stay underground. Stay crypto. You can at me in the Discord or something like that if you have anything you need to ask me. If you're trying to talk directly to me, a lot of times I will see that before I'll just be in there and see something. If you're trying to get a quick response, anyway. If not, enjoy the community and talk with all the amazing people who are part of the community. Right? You guys know that because you are the community. Lifer streaming is amazing. Definitely learned everything I know from it. I'm with you, El Cheeto. That's where I started for sure. I like to think I've come a long way. Now let me try to figure out how to end my own stream because I never do remember. So yeah, do I say it again? I guess I say it again. Stay underground, stay crypto, and get started. Later, everybody. Have a good night. Crypto Underground out.